Alright, well, I am unmuting us, so hello, everyone.
Word piss.
Why is Momocam here? That's weird.
Oh, chat, you missed a really cool discussion about a very cool website.
True.
Anyway.
There we go.
You'll have to subscribe at tier 3 for the unique content.
Yeah, to hear what it was about.
Yeah.
The pre-session.
It'll be, yeah, we should do the pre-session chat as a Patreon reward for the Patreon that definitely exists.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really good, actually.
Patreon stud gaming.
It would be pretty cursed, honestly.
Wait, there's a bit there.
I
gotta log into my stupid fucking Roll20 because it's logging me out and I don't remember my password.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, I was gonna hit by a train.
Thanks. Oh, shit. That sucks.
Okay, just lead with that. Alright, forget the earlier conversation. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
Let that set the tone.
So, a cool thing about a train is it only goes where the tracks are, so it's pretty easy to get out of the way. And they're not exactly a quiet mode of conveyance, so it's not like it sneaks up on you. I did, like, eat
Unless
shit
it's a maglev.
getting off the tracks, though, and the train conductor laughed at me.
Damn.
I'm just making a rum and coke real quick. Because we're gonna need alcohol for this session. Oh,
More like
shit.
rum and cock. Ah,
Yeah.
Really.
I'm so funny.
So, what happened last time? The last session was pretty short and simple, but
Yeah, the Lorax showed up and freed our pet.
Some bitch ruined my dinner.
Yeah, she ruined your enchantment dinner. Yeah.
Just trying
What
to
happened
chill.
before that, though? Because something happened before that, I think.
mostly it was just you guys kind of like left the city and.
Okay. Well, yeah, alright, then, a fae named, Yella showed up and said, "Be free, Dwayne." The Rock Johnson, who flew away, and then said, "Give me the priceless artifact that contains the power of an archdevil. Trust me, I'll use it for the good, I swear." And we said no.
Well, I think we hit it with more that we'll think about it.
Yeah, I think we said specifically, get back to us after we deal with whatever's going on in Tayshan.
We'll circle back.
Yeah, because she wanted it before Tayshan, which made me think it was going to be used against us in Tayshan. So we said, well, deal with it. And then I cast Forbiddance, so that she had to fuck off, or take 5d10 something. I think that's it. Where is it? I have it in here somewhere.
It was fine until she like rode off with the bird. I'm like, what the fuck? This bitch.
Oh yeah, she rode off on the bird. Yeah, that's true. Let me read the text of the spell. Yeah, 5d10 radiant or necrotic damage every turn that they're in the castle grounds. And we decided I'm gonna cast that
30 times.
Yeah, 30 for a month, and then spend all of the material components at the end of the month so that it is permanent. And we can give people passwords, like if we have a feed friend, we can give them a password so they come in and don't take that damage. But
you know, Poetry is a great like storytelling opportunity. To have him cast Forbiddance and have somebody that we had in the castle forever burst into flames.
Yeah.
I thought about that. Yeah, I thought about that. We wanted to target what? Fae, undead, fiends. So do we want to target celestials as well? Or
Any like any solicitors? Stop. I'm tired of people showing up at my house.
what about elementals? I think elementals are probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, Bree has some elemental friends.
True, yeah.
And Girls got cookie vendors.
You're very quiet, Helios.
You are quiet.
Sorry, how's this?
Oh, you know, you knew he was gonna do that.
Let's go.
See, it's great because I have no idea how loud it is when I do that bit. So,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Okay, anyway.
I don't
This loud?
understand my mic thing yet.
Yeah.
It should be better now.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so if Girl Scout vendors come, they should be allowed in. Otherwise,
So yeah, Druid lady showed up. She was a fae. She was extremely rude. She set our big bird free,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
to be fair, we were
fucked off
kind of
with
like
it.
keeping him captive and, you know.
True, we did magically like us, which by some accounts, maybe immoral.
We didn't kill it. We could have killed it. I think in like the spectrum. Well, now I want to because I could have made cool armor out of it.
True. No, we can make cool armor out of Casaria. It's fine. I mean, I
The
think.
entire thing.
Yeah, well, this is out of character. I mean, I'd put the shield down to talk shit about Casaria. Unless if we're talking funny shit, then it would...
Ow, sorry,
Yeah.
ow.
Sorry,
Yeah, you
Al.
can't spell Casaria without... I don't know.
L.
Yeah. Without Casar.
Without S, that's at the end of loss.
True.
Yeah, it was just lost.
It is lost. Alright, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do this?
So, yeah, so you guys basically did some talking, and yeah, basically, like you said, Gela was like, basically like, you know, it was more like she offered to help negotiate the coming, like, conflict, but she told you that she needed the helm as like a sign of your kind of investment into the idea of peace talks. And yeah, you guys said no.
We did say no. We did get the inkling of like suspicion, kind of. We didn't think that she was telling the whole truth, which was the basis for our denial, I think. Or for me, it was.
Yeah, she was definitely not revealing everything. Is what you guys kind of figured out. So you guys then basically, yeah, you decided to, you didn't give that turn, then you just kind of kept heading on your way. And that was at like night in the evening. Bree was about to kind of like check in on the rock when that happened. And this was at a point when you guys were. Let me go to the map. This is when you guys were right about like, well, here I can drive the castle that we have that represents your guys' castle. You guys are like maybe like right up here in like the foothills and mountains area here. You know, basically like probably like a day and a half, 2 days out from Tayshan. And at this point, the rest of the journey is going to actually pass without much incident, as you're going to start approaching Tayshan. There are a couple things, though. The next morning, as you're kind of like starting to, you know, you're all waking up and stuff, a lot of you are actually woken up by the sounds of lightning. And, yeah, cracks of lightning. And you, like, a distant boom of thunder. I guess, yeah, it's not really the lightning itself that wakes you up, unless it zaps you. No, but, you know, you hear booming thunder from the crack of lightning. And you kind of come out to, you know, look out your windows or whatever to see that you're kind of, it's getting a little stormy on the way to Tayshan here. And as you guys are kind of getting up, like, that's fine. The castle's fine. It's, you know, it's meant to weather things much stronger than a storm. But as you kind of are getting up and going, someone like comes and gets you guys when you guys are eating like your breakfast or whatever. Just some random person from your group comes up and is like, "Hey, you know, the shaman shot. He wants to meet with you guys. He says to come to his chambers."
Has it ever occurred to you guys we've been doing this adventuring thing for about 6 months and it's never rained before?
It's definitely rained before.
I think it's rained before, yeah.
Yeah.
This rain is different.
Yeah, this rain is ominous. It's a Korbach rain. Anyway, to the chambers.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the Zoom room.
Yeah. And actually, it's funny you say that because as you walk in the door, you do see that. You see the projected image of Korbach. It is shot is in a Zoom call right now, and and that's the reason he couldn't come get you guys, because he's maintaining this basically holographic image in the smoke from the incense. And Korbach Kurbak's face is there, looking down at you all. And as you guys come in, you know, Shot gives you guys like a nod, and Kurbak looks at you all and says, "I hope your travels are well."
Indeed. We are arriving shortly.
Yeah,
It was
and only,
going
like,
fine.
2 days
Until-
away ish.
Yeah, we'll be there soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about 3.5 days. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
That's a nice
I mean,
head.
so
You're having
far
enjoyed
we've had
it.
few interruptions since we left Korbach City.
Um,
Oh yeah, where is he? Where is the army at?
So you ask him that, you just like, "Where are you guys?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually says, "Well, that's why I am
Where you at?
contacting you. Our army has left the boundaries of my empire, but the storm that no doubt is pestering you all is keeping us a bit pinned down. The roads are muddy and our carts with supplies are not able to make it through right now. Our arrival might be delayed a few days."
Okay. That works. That ties in with the original plan, right? We were to gauge the situation in the city.
Yeah, he nods. He's like, "This will give you more time to discover the workings of the city, what conflicts are brewing there, to ripen the ground for the sowing of the seed of our empire."
Yes.
That is correct. However, the Dragon Elves will not have the same setback. So, do we think they're going to arrive first, or?
Well, the river could flood and they can like fuck them up.
Yeah, and he actually kind
Get
of
there faster,
yeah.
There's more water.
he nods to
It's-
that though, and he
We're
actually
going the other way,
says
though.
Faster.
he actually will say he's like we have scouts stationed there, and they report that apparently this storm has covered the whole area surrounding Tayshan. This is the work of magics, I believe. Strong magics. Although I don't know from whom.
I
And
think I know.
and the river has flooded over, and they have had setbacks as well. Whoever is doing these magics is purposely slowing down those who would approach Tayshan.
We can look into that.
They didn't expect us. Actually, they did. They were here. So,
When you say that, he's like, "You think you know who did this?"
are thunderstorms within the magical, menagerie? Is that the right word? Of a fae?
He pauses and he's like, "Yes,
Stranger
but
diverse collection of people
why?
or things. That was wrong.
Why?
It sounded cool.
True.
Why? You have run into a fae, like as in a
Oh, they
greater
wanted-
fae."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
Or a
jerk.
bird.
They wanted our hat.
Which
But it's
one?
our hat.
What was their
We
name?
only have one. The helm of the Archdevil, Zox's hat?
No, what was the name of the fae?
Like jeans.
Oh, Gela,
Jeans?
right?
Gela. I should have known that she would stick her grubby hands into this
Oh, you're
mess.
familiar.
Yeah.
She stole our bird. Can you like ask her for it back?
Yeah. Oh, she
It-
mentioned the other one too.
He states that he's like
Agra.
the fae are not
Yeah.
super fond of me or really any other rulers of mortal realms.
No rulers?
Yeah, I
They-
mean that makes sense.
They prefer for the forest and meadows and animals to rule over all.
Well, we're animals, so.
Yeah, humans.
Yeah,
are
did they
animals.
think of that? You should call up Gela and tell her that with the acorn she gave Bree.
He shrugs and he's like, this may, he's like, "Oh, well, I certainly don't agree with the methodology or the ideology of these fae, but they're powerful enough and elusive enough to cause problems."
So do we think that this rain is not going to relent? Perhaps until some problem has been solved regarding the Fae?
He shrugs. He's like, if it is the Fae, like you say, then that might help. And we are making progress with our army, and I'm sure the navy of the Dragon Elves is still making progress, just greatly slowed progress.
Okay. Well, gang, what do we want to do?
I want to punch this bitch in the face. That's what I said last time, and now I have a reason to do it. Well, more reason.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't just teleport her to us with the acorn. It's just like a notice.
Yeah, I forgot.
She's not guaranteed to show up. So I thought for a second, oh, let's just go to Kurbak's camp and summon her into the Horde of Boarman, but it does not work that way. That would be that'd be cool.
I mean, there was my idea where we just give the squirrel an acorn and then follow it. What's it gonna do? Just teleport?
Yeah, yes. It might. It might do the tree stride or whatever it is.
Well, then can't we just, if he does do that, can't you just do what we did to the Black Wolf and just like scry where it went?
That locate creature, it told me that he wasn't there, and then we would have to go back to shot and have shot scry, which is a process that, I mean, I think it can be avoided by just going to Tayshan and seeing seeing why they
baited into the city.
Yeah, honestly, it feels that way. Yeah, but I mean, it's in.
Anyway, we have time to figure out what the hell's going on. We're not gonna bump into when we're there.
Yeah, it's inhabited by humans and elves, not fae and deer. So we will see what is going on. Maybe they wanted to level the city because the nobles are industrializing or something. We'll find out, I think, when we arrive.
In which case, sure. But
well, no, I mean industrialization based.
Yeah, ask all the kids in the textile mills. Like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll put an end to that because magic is more efficient than children and cheaper.
I mean, you can get children for free.
Anyway, let's go into the city.
Yeah. Anyway. So Kurbak, God Emperor, with whom we have an audience right now.
Kurbak's is like, I actually can't believe these guys are so good at what.
Yeah, why the fuck am I working with these losers? Anyway.
They did kill Casaria, so.
Yeah. So did he call us to just let us know he's gonna be late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, all right. Yeah. In that case.
Kurbak is actually more polite than my D&D group.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
We'll think twice about killing him later. Wait.
Yeah. Do we have anything to say to him? Do we have any news?
So.
Didn't we just talk to him when we were in Kurbak City?
No, he wasn't there.
Well, no, but I thought we dropped him a line. Oh, well.
Might have sending him, maybe.
Yeah.
What we should do after this is we should maybe call up Aya and let him know that all the bad stuff's gonna be a couple days late. Just so he knows.
You also just ask him what's going on with
that's true.
Okay, I can use ascending for that.
And so, don't we have like very limited communication?
Yeah, Helios says can use sending as many times
I don't want to like burn a lot.
Yeah, because it's a, what is that, 3rd level spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we not give him a stone? I thought we gave him a sending stone.
No, we've never met him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did. In the tavern in Falion. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you saw him, and then the reason he didn't come with you guys was because he told you like he didn't want to leave.
Kill all the others.
Yeah, they would kill the rest of the slaves if he basically betrayed, because he's kind of has a higher position and is given a little more privileges, and so if he left, they would like just kill the rest of the slaves.
Collective punishment's cringe.
It is true.
So I don't know if you guys did give him a.
I don't
have it in my inventory, so it would have been probably Talvo, and if he didn't record it, then
I will look at.
Then we could.
I would not have had the sending stone to give him.
No, but I would have given you one too. I don't know. I don't know if we did it or not. I don't think we did, but it seems like something that we could theoretically like have done.
It's definitely something we should have done, but
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
So it'd be fine
hindsight's 2020.
I don't think, I don't have it in my notes anyway.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I vote no retcon because one, it's funnier, and two, yeah, if we aren't sure.
No, yeah, definitely don't
Okay.
retcon something like that because
So the-
yeah, no way.
Yeah.
So then Helios, you would do
I'll
a
burn ascending
ascending?
for a like, hey, everybody else late. How's the river?
Yeah. Okay. You would get back a response that basically says like, it would say like, the river is acting like a sea, will definitely be delayed. Also, I've started spreading the seed of rebellion.
Oh,
He's got
buddy.
limited words, but he would say that.
Paraphrase.
Slave rebellion.
Nice. Part 2. Yeah, but this time we're not going to kill thousands of civilians. Or well,
Yeah.
realistically, maybe just dozens. But
The
you
war
know,
did that.
true.
Yeah, the worm did that. I didn't do shit.
Who's commanding the worm?
Yeah, right.
Helios. Not
Yeah.
me.
Well, it was a mixture of
Where's the
Helios
spell?
and Bree, because Bree was the one who Giosed it, and then
Where's the
Helios was the
spell?
one doing the little foot motions to like command it. So
Oops. Whoopsie.
it's a shared
Yeah.
war crime, you know?
What- and the Talvo.
Hey, we didn't declare war, therefore it couldn't have been a war crime.
It's
Just
just a
a normal crime against humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe you just don't have slaves next time, forehead.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, true.
So, so,
Don't
So the,
don't support colonizers, man.
so the next like day and a half is gonna go by
I'll
pretty
listen.
uneventfully. Your guys' castle, luckily, is not really like is not really affected by the rain. Like it, you know, it is in the sense that like you guys kind of have to like deal with the just like parts of the castle kind of getting flooded just from the amount coming down. But you're fine. It's not gonna really slow you down in terms of the castle moving forward.
Couldn't we simply just go above the clouds?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but if you go high enough, then it's like it kind of gets harder to breathe and stuff, and like you know, if you get caught in the clouds, it's gonna be a rough time. So yeah, I mean, you can. It depends, right? Some parts you might be able to avoid.
I'm just saying, like, the lightning comes from like here. I don't want to be flying like right here.
Yeah, but there's also
Yeah,
cloud to cloud
we-
lightning, you know.
there is cloud to cloud lightning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be worth it to try to get above because cumulonimbus clouds, at least non-magical ones, are very low.
Yeah.
So it's not like we would have to go up so super high.
You know, of all people.
Let's ask Helios.
I was gonna say, of all people to
Cumulative
chime
impact
in.
can get up to 10 to 12 miles into the atmosphere.
That's not low at all. Well, isn't that still the troposphere?
Yeah, but like, what about like magical?
Yeah, but like 10 miles is still, it's what is that,
Still really
50,000
fucking
feet? Like
That is
Mount,
really high.
Mount Everest is 22,000, and you can't breathe at the top of Mount Everest.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
But does Mount Everest have a giant dome over it, keeping the
actually, it's
atmosphere stuck inside? of it?
29,000 feet.
Oh,
we
actually-
don't have that actually.
Yeah, is there any gas exchange between the inside and the outside of the giant dome?
You guys don't have a giant
We
dome
don't
for your
have
castle.
Oh, he means like the magic dome.
Yeah.
I don't think that one goes big enough, though. Also, you don't have the wizard who casts that.
No, the
I'm talking about
barrier.
The barrier.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I actually don't know how
Like,
high that
is
goes.
there like a greenhouse effect going on? or-
Did you say that water crashed up against the side of it? So does air not?
No, water goes
exchange-
through it,
like-
actually. Water goes through
Okay,
it.
so all right.
Yeah.
So air probably does too.
Yeah.
So
Also,
we could
it's-
gaseous
it's-
form through it.
It's organic things that aren't allowed through, basically. And even then, it's like, well, no one really necessarily knows, but like, no one's tested
Yeah.
it really. But yeah.
I mean, most people do most people know it exists, or do they just think it's fake? It's a legend, and nothing
Most-
exists outside this continent.
Most
Well, people are dirt
people,
farmers.
like on both on both sides of the barrier, some people know about it. Like it is recorded in ancient books, but it's like, I don't know. It's like how much. It's like the average person on the street knowing about like fucking the big ass wall of water that like, or like, you know how like in between Antarctica and like Argentina, there's that strait where the waves are like massive all the time because there's nothing blocking them around the whole globe. Like, it's like the average person in the 1800s knowing about that. Like, sure, some sailors have been there, and some people
basically
have,
nobody.
Yeah, people have recorded it. Like, it's not
more
unknown, but it's just no one has a reason to normally know it, right? So.
Does that mean a lot of people are like flat earthers, and I think people who went too far just fell off the earth?
So you absolutely
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
like dome troopers.
Well, I mean, no, people didn't actually. It wasn't like a popular thought.
Yeah.
Like at any point in time, really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know to an extent it is like a known thing because I knew about it before I got here, so.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought you said something about falling off the edge of the earth because it's flat.
Well, I was just like, everyone thinks that, everyone knows that if you go out there too far, like, you don't come back. That's why it was so bold of me to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, to be fair, people have gone, no expeditions have gone out, and yeah, most of the time they don't come back, so.
So either it's
Fair
a flat earth or there's just like the sea monsters out there.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, going above the clouds. Okay, so
Yeah,
if they're
you could
magical, they
probably-
probably reach the entire range
so
of that.
We'll just be wet, that's fine.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
be inside. The poor people can stay outside.
I you have enough room in your castle for most of the people.
No, yeah, we are not near capacity anymore. We used to be when we had all of the freed slaves from Gabagard, but not anymore.
No. Also,
Yeah,
hold on,
those are people kind of
I
like
hear
it
one of my
anyway.
dogs cry.
Yeah. Because they get 1 million gold a year.
Come here, Tucker.
What?
We pay our people well.
Oh, yeah, we do pay well.
Yeah, he said poetry said something like 10% of all the gold we get goes to, goes to the crew, and that means at this point that's like 10,000 gold. So something like 10,000 gold has been split up amongst them all based on that number.
Hi.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
We do give Riley some fake coins, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys, it's not really a big deal for you guys to like get towards Tayshan. The main thing is, what is the plan once you get closer to it? How are you planning on approaching the city?
We can just feather fall onto a roof, drop into a back alley. No one will know we arrived.
I could, like, slither on in there and see what I can glean is happening from, like,
True.
beggar spies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't really going to be out except to do business. Because, do you go out in a thunderstorm?
Yeah.
Except for the meteorologist.
That's why I wanted to go ask the beggar people who don't have houses.
True. All right, yeah, hit him up.
So the castle is going to be kind of like safely above and a little bit of ways from the city itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, in these conditions, we probably don't need to be too far away.
The more questions you ask me about it, the more I want to be like, yes.
Yeah.
And how are you going to reach the city from the castle? That's what I mean. Like, I guess, I don't remember. Can Bree turn into flying things yet?
Yeah, she was a breakdancing owl, like literally the first
Yeah,
session.
but like a big flying thing. Can you be like a giant eagle?
Like a rock?
Dwarf, 500
Giant
feet
eagle.
from the ground, and then just land safely.
Wait, what'd you say?
No.
What'd you say, Helios?
Would the physics of that work if you jumped off and then dimension doored 500 feet above the ground and then landed perfectly?
I think you would keep your momentum.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
It would be a portal
I
roof.
make it sideways and so I just roll along the ground.
God, that is so much text. I just don't think we need to do that. I mean,
Well, here's what you do: is you put the dimension door on the ground, so you shoot straight up,
Back up?
and then you slow down as you
Keep
come.
going and then
Yeah.
eventually
Yeah,
reach
but you still
equilibrium,
have to
like
be
5
500 feet like close to the ground at that point. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, we can.
I'm right.
Yeah, we can.
Velocity of a-
we can just lower the castle and walk. Come on, guys! You
Yeah, we can do that.
psychopaths.
Hey, man, it's cool to fucking hover into a city from above. That's epic, you know.
Listen,
Hey, I've never used magic. Walking's worked fine for me. Walking's
Okay.
always been fine.
So the idea
Fair.
is you're basically gonna like bring the castle down close to land, like close to the ground, a few miles outside the city and then walk in.
Is everyone okay with
Yeah.
that, or do we want to do a convoluted solution?
I mean, I just wanted it to. I just was thinking if we did it some other way, no one would see the castle. But I mean, we could do this.
Well, I mean, we have ways. We have like rope ladders and stuff to get down from the castle.
Yeah, but people are gonna see the rope ladders. I mean, yeah, if we do it in the middle of the forest or some shit, yeah, let's want just
This area is
stealthily
like
land.
Let's just
walk.
do it in some guy's like field, and he'll be like, "Dude, a fucking flying castle came out of the sky, and some guys got off." No one would believe him. It's one guy.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
all right.
Oh yeah, so you guys basically take the castle down close to land, and again, it's you have like the cloaking underneath that makes it so you
Yeah.
don't really get seen until you are like close,
Like level.
because then people can see it at a shallow angle and see the actual castle poking above the cloaked part. But yeah, you can kind of like look at some like fields and stuff, and it is rainy and kind of like dark out even during the middle of the day with how rough this storm is. So you can definitely find a spot and be like, okay, over there's like a patch of trees with some fields around it, not too much. There's not really any like wide swaths of forest. It's clusters of woods here and there, but this is mostly kind of a plains and rolling hills area, but definitely some clusters here and there.
Who
Yeah.
should we bring with us? Is it going to be just us, or do we want to bring some battle buddies?
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
not
question.
battle buddies, but
Let's not bring anybody right now. Let's just we've got sending stone that goes to shot, and if they're needed, then they can drop in. But I don't think we're gonna be fighting anybody outright immediately.
Yeah, we've definitely never started a fight in a city.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, how many days did it take to get here from this point?
Like 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we can take somebody if you guys want. I abstain from the vote.
We could sell Riley. No, I don't think we really need anybody.
All right. Bree? All I heard was
Like,
Britsha
does
noise.
Bree want to take anyone else?
Does Bree want to bring anybody along our little adventure?
How many people can we bring?
We're walking,
Anyone.
so as many as
Yeah, as
can
many
walk.
as we can.
my rats.
Can walk.
Okay. Just
All
the
right, yeah,
rats.
the rats. Fair
We weren't
enough.
expecting like you to bring anybody. We were just
Random unnamed NPC from the castle who hasn't gone to explore.
Yeah, bring Jordan.
Yeah, can you bring Jordan?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
bring Jordan. All right, yeah, all right, okay. All in favor for Jordan?
yeah, Jordan cooked some killer eggs this morning, so
Okay, we
It's,
got Jordan the cook. Actually, you know what? We'll say that Jordan the cook wants to go because they want to see what ingredients they can get there. Because you're low on some spices and stuff,
True. Some exotic dishes.
Can we give Jordan a little bit of spending money? Tell him to get something nice for himself too while he's out.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure, give him like 10 gold, I guess. Is that enough for a common person's like luxuries? Like if you're not buying magic shit, how
Say
much?
that in front of him.
No, I don't say that in front of him. Is that enough for a poor loser's luxuries? No.
So wait, how much
we
gold?
all
Like
used to
10?
be commoners. We would know.
10 gold, you
wasn't.
said?
Yeah, or 1 platinum piece, because that rounds us
Yeah.
out to 3,000 platinum instead of
They
3,001.
have change for that.
Yeah. You can get one platinum. One platinum is definitely enough to get like all the spices you would need for like a year. So
Okay, well, yeah, also, yeah, sure. You can use the rest to get whatever
Find
he
some-
wants.
something nice.
He comes back and got in like regal robes,
wait, what's
No, he
golden
went,
pots and pans.
he went full TF2 and got a gold frying pan.
You know
Yeah,
what? He deserves it for those eggs.
he does deserve it. Those eggs were
Um,
busting.
All right, it's yeah. We'll say Jordan the cook. Jordan, we're gonna say Jordan is an elf, a high elf. Jordan is coming along with you guys, which is fine because this is a elven-ruled city. Like that's why I'm kind of specifying it. But yeah. So you guys will, yeah.
I would say Jordan was one of the people who came with us from Gavagard.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we will say that you guys, yeah, kind of, disembark from the castle using the ladders, drop down this little like chunk of forest, quickly get onto like the main road leading into Tayshan. And yeah, the road is all muddy and stuff, but it's fine. You're close enough that it's only only a 30-minute to an hour-long walk into the city.
And
And
does not like being dirty, and he's like, man, I still wish I had a giant elk.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a
funny
really
enough.
nice one, and then they got written out of the campaign.
Funnily enough, you actually see a couple elk and like riding elks that are being ridden by people. A couple humans, but mostly elves. Again, this area is like traditionally been an elven-dominated area, and recently there's a larger growing human population, but a lot of the money and power is in the hands of the elves. So you guys start to reach the outer boundaries of Tayshan. Tayshan is a big enough city that it actually has like a large chunk of the city within like stone walls, right? But the city is big enough that there's also a lot of overflow and like a lot of like just huts and little like streets and stuff around the outside of the walls as well.
Guys, how are
And-
we gonna get into this city? What's our cover story?
Why do we need a cover story?
Well, we're like, oh, we're here to hang out.
I'm an elf, you're a human, we're adventurers, we buy magic shit. We're bringing the tourism economy, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
We're here for your
As-
spice.
I guess, yeah, we can just say we're here to
It's fucking
trade.
June.
Yeah,
We're to buy things, drink alcohol.
it just occurred to me that it's like a walled city and not like a modern city you can just walk into.
Yeah.
You have to get by.
There is no.
There's probably a trade hub, it's on the river.
It is a big trade hub. So luckily there are like you even pass a couple like
Down to
small
that wall of the
caravans
river?
with goods. And especially actually at the edge of the city, there's a couple caravans camped there. Like it looks like probably waiting for the weather to be a little better. But yeah, you're coming through. And again, outside of the city, it's not. I wouldn't say it's really slums. It's just the outskirts that don't have as nice like paved like cobblestone streets or whatever. It's just kind of like all the stuff outside the city walls is clearly where like the working class is. And also, and largely humans there. There are some elves as well, and also like a mix of halflings and some boarmen even. But it's mainly humans outside the city. And yeah, you actually see as you're kind of like walking down the main road towards the main gate here on the eastern side of the city. You see a couple of dudes watching you guys. They're kind of like hanging out on like a corner, like just leaning up against the wall. A couple of guys. They got some like light armor on, like some studded leather or something, but like pretty decent quality stuff. And they are armed. They have like multiple. Each of them has multiple weapons. And they're watching you guys. They have a emblazoned like crest on the middle of their armor, or on like or actually it doesn't have studded leather. It's more like probably on like kind of shield at their side, at the side of one of them. And this crest is like it's like 3 blades of grass and like a little tuft.
Do I recognize that?
Actually, yeah. Let's have everyone roll me a history check. Just by looking at them, you're all pretty easily to tell that these are probably like mercenaries or hired guards. And I would just say Bree does recognize them. And Helios and Talvo, maybe you've like seen the icon before, but you don't know off the top of your head like what it is. But Bree, you actually recognize, because Bree, if you guys didn't know, Bree is actually from, I believe we determined Bree is from like the western mountains past the plains. Like Bree is from actually pretty far away relative to where most of the events of the campaign have been going on. And so Bree has traveled through like these areas before, like through Tayshan and Wakur, the next city up, and stuff like that. Bree actually does recognize this. These are members of a mercenary band called, I gotta remember the exact name, yeah. It's called the Grass Blades. The Grass Blades.
That's creative.
And it's because they're kind of like, the idea is that they kind of unlike a lot of other mercenary groups that just kind of fight like in big battles and stuff, they are oftentimes more of like a guerrilla warfare group, and they are the idea is that they say that they are, if you ever go out into the fields and pastures and the plains and even in the forests, they will be hiding behind every blade of grass with a blade of their own.
So they're like 2 inches tall.
Yeah, they're like 2 inches tall. Yeah, but no, it's just it's just that's what they kind of, the vibe that they try to give off, and yeah, so they generally are more along the lines of kind of like guerrilla warfare, which kind of makes sense looking at their kind of light armor and light, they're definitely look like light shock troops or whatever here. In this
these
case,
ones must suck because I can see them right now. They're not behind any grass, dude.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, is that here they're not hiding at all here, and they're just like watching you guys. It becomes clear. By the way, I'm not trying to say they're just like only watching you. They're watching everyone that passes, but you are included in that. So it's not like they're targeting you or anything. So.
So wait, what did you say the logo looked like again? 3
like,
blades of grass.
Like
and...
3 tufts of grass.
Tufts of glass.
Okay.
Like almost kind of like a sprout, like 2 going out and kind of diagonal and 1 up in the middle.
It's like when every spell should have like 1 letter change to make it different.
Oh, I saw a Reddit post about that. That'd be
that'd be a fun one-shot. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, we don't want to approach them, do we? Are we really? We're gonna start a fight now immediately after saying we wouldn't?
Well,
I waved at them.
Yeah, he waved at
I was
them.
gonna wave at them.
Yeah, Bree, the Fae liked you, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna wave at them because like I know what they're. I know who they are.
Okay. When you wave at them, one of them nods, but then they look at then they kind of glare at the rest of your group, and you can tell why. They're glaring at Adau, and you kind of remember why, Bree. This group is notorious for not really getting along well with elves in general. They they're often like fighting kind of against the other guerrilla groups of elves that are in this area, and are oftentimes hired specifically to fight elven armies.
What about that?
I'm trying to move this rat to the side. There you go.
All right. So Bree waves at them. The rest of us continue walking.
Well, I think I would just stop and see what Bree's up to.
Okay.
Does Bree want to approach them, or?
No, I'm good. I'm just waving at them,
Okay.
and then I just remember. Oh yeah, they're racist to elves.
Yeah. And,
You're like midway, and you're like,
and yeah, so they kind of, you kind of head by, but you actually see a couple more of these guys throughout this kind of like outskirts district of the city as well. So they are, it's just not a one-off thing. There is a presence of the grass blades here in the city currently. And you get to the gate, and there is actually a checkpoint set up at the gate, but it doesn't look like they're like barring people from entering. It looks like they are just kind of roughly checking out people, asking what people are doing there, and then letting people through. It's not like a high security checkpoint. So as you guys approach, one of these the elven guards of the city will come up and be like, "What are you doing here?"
Your mom. Get out of the way.
I think I would nudge. What would we say the guy's name was?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, he's an
Kind
elf.
of nudge him and be like, yeah. And Jordan would walk up and be like, oh, "We're here to buy spices."
And Jordan nods. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a cook." And the guard is like, "Cook for who?
For us. Who else?
Are you some merchants or travelers? You look like a rough type. No offense."
travelers.
Man,
We've been caught in
We're-
the storm for a while. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
we do a bit of everything, you know.
Yeah.
We cook, we clean. What else do we do? What else do we do, lads?
Okay,
We sing. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, he sings. We don't sing.
He's
Yeah,
like,
Helios, play me a song.
Yeah, okay, 25.
yeah, you play him a little
For 15,
ditty.
that sucks.
You do a little limerick, and he's like, well, you got a lot of weapons, and that's, you know, it's a little suspicious.
Oh, what? These goods?
You
gotta
know, the
fend for
roads
yourself
can be
out there.
dangerous, but there's rumors right now about, you know, an army possibly heading this way.
Which way?
Sounds like you'll need every man you can get then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something, just can't really trust that everyone's on your side, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we feel that. So what are you? Is he confiscating the weapons of every merchant that comes through? Everybody with a kitchen knife is having their
No,
having
like
to
you
turn it into the
actually,
guard.
you look over and there's like a merchant going through the checkpoint right now with like a couple wagons and guards for them, and they made it through just fine. They clearly have weapons.
Should I? Look, I want to give like either Adau or maybe Helios the look. Like, do I like panache this guy a little bit?
I mean, I don't think we need it. We'll just be like,
He's
You
just
got
a
in.
little sweet talking, you know.
yeah, we got money. We'll bolster your economy. You know what? Like,
Yeah,
what's the
can we just,
hold up?
can we just
He's like,
pull
oh,
out
he's like,
back
oh,
and
you
go,
got
I just
money.
want to spend
Pay
this.
over market value for
He's like, oh, you got money. Well, you know, if you could prove to me that you have a little bit of money, then, you know.
Yeah, man. I'll.
What's a little bit to you?
I will hand him a
double.
gold star.
Yeah, if I can look at the, he can see the tiara with gems inlaid and shit. I don't know. Pull out the bag of diamonds. You can see it. It's right there.
He's like, oh, I meant prove as in, well, you know.
I handed him a gold star. I gave him a
He's
star
like, this
of
is a
gold.
good start, but you know.
I'll
It's a
hand him
good start.
another gold star. I'll give him all 6 gold stars. Okay.
Okay.
No, we're not. What are we gonna stoop to this fucking low-level, bottom-feeding thug shaking us down? Get the fuck out of the way, dude.
You basically just like say get out of the way, and
Yeah,
he's
like,
like,
what is this?
at this point there's a bit of
down. It's fine. Don't.
you're causing a bit of a ruckus, and a couple of the other guards are like, hey, Jim Bob, do we need to come? I don't know if it's Jim Bob. Whatever the dude's name is, like, hey, do we need to come over and help? And he's like, fuck, fine, just go on in, just don't cause trouble.
I just did.
Yeah.
I gave him 6 gold
I
pieces
tossed the
equivalent.
other
Yeah, he
guard
takes
gold
those and
coin.
puts them in his pouch. Like 6 gold stars is like, you know, that's like a week's pay for
6
him.
gold.
So.
Like, you just gave him, like, 3 months' salary.
You know, well, for him it would be like maybe a
I don't know why
couple
you be a
weeks.
dick about it. I don't know why you're making a scene. Let's just go into the goddamn city with other things to do.
Yeah. All right, so
The
you guys.
nobility will hear of this.
Adau's gonna go full Karen. so you guys go through the city. Like definitely a couple of the other guards are giving you guys like an eye, like basically being like, don't get into trouble. They're watching you. But yeah, once you get into the city, you definitely notice that the demographics shift, and inside the city, it's much more like it's about 50-50 elves and humans. Outside the city was like 80% humans, and then the rest was elves and boarmen and halflings. Inside the city, it's like 50-50, mostly humans and elves. You know, maybe a few others here and there, but as you're walking around, you could definitely tell that yeah, there's like, you know, the nicer parts and are definitely inside the city here. Like it's a bustling trade hub, right? You kind of pass through a couple plazas that are basically, even with the rain and weather, have some business going on. But definitely a lot of people hurrying about their way with the weather being as it is, and you know, puddles here and there. So what's the plan?
Can we see the river from like what's the state of the river as we walk up?
Yeah, so like
How
the
big
river,
is the city itself?
most of the city is like on this side of the river, the east side of the river. You guys can kind of and then like the walls kind of go up right to the river, but then or not directly. Like the harbor area is kind of outside of it, the walls.
How big is the river too? How
It
wide
It's
is.
like the Mississippi, remember?
Yeah,
it's like a mile across.
Like a mile across. Like it's.
The Mississippi is not a mile across.
It,
Well,
it
some
is. We had
parts.
this conversation
Yeah, we
last
looked it
time.
up. Yeah.
Not up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not
It's-
up there, but
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
My brother crazy. When I stood up, I could see it. through
Yeah,
my
but you're
window
up
right
in
now.
fucking Iowa, where it's like the little baby ass river. Anyways, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is the Mississippi there.
It's a little baby dick river.
Don't river shame him.
Just messing. Okay, so no, it's still pretty wide here. I don't know if it's actually a full mile across at this point, but it's definitely a pretty wide river crossing here. Like, there's no bridges over it, that's for sure. There's like definitely a couple of ferries that run out of this place to go across to the other side of the river, where there is a continuation of the city. Well, it's really, it's a separate city, but it's still linked to this one economically. But the main part of the city is here on this side. And definitely you can kind of see at a couple of points, or like, if you go to that side of the city, you can like look through the gate there and see that the river is bulging up above its normal banks, for sure.
I was going to ask this earlier as well. Have I seen any cool graffiti or anything?
Yeah, you have actually. It's stuff that the others wouldn't like. There's graffiti everywhere, like in any place, right?
I mean, I'm asking about both like normal graffiti and special
Exactly,
just
yeah.
me
So
graffiti.
like, like everyone notices the normal graffiti, but you definitely notice some stuff going on that is like, that is a little bit different. You for one thing, you notice a lot of patterns of the grass blades of their symbol. And a few of them even have Thieves' Cant code written next to them. That says something along the lines of like, basically like fed up for working for the fat cat elves, find us.
Okay. So I would let the party know, like, they're actively recruiting, people like me, guys, in case you. Just, so we all know.
Join them.
are you gonna join?
I could pretend to.
Smart. That's true, actually. But you probably have to shirk the clothing, otherwise they'll know it's you.
If you just wear green, you might blend in. I don't know how to fucking.
Yeah, actually, how does our reputation precede us outside of like the realm of Kurbach? Like, I'm sure people might have heard of some stuff that we did, but do they know who did it?
You definitely have started to gather a reputation at this point.
Yeah, another thing I was gonna ask.
But I'm
is-
assuming right now you're probably wearing like rain cloaks, so your faces are
Yeah,
fairly
I mean,
hidden.
we're not gonna be. Yeah.
So back
Okay.
when we like left Pune and my whole little underground thing got raided, we only took some of the people with us. The rest of them just scattered, and they knew everyone had like a bug out bag kind of like idea, like they're supposed to go to other places, and maybe we catch back up later. Would there be any chance anybody here would be?
There could be. You're probably gonna have to like maybe like look around a little bit, right? Find where like some of the taverns are, where the seedier places are,
Okay.
But yeah, what is the plan while you guys are here? Like, what are you gonna look into? So it sounds like Talvo is gonna be looking at looking for people he knows, informants or informants of informants. Like, he's got connections.
So you said there are Boarmen here, right?
Less talking,
Yeah, there are some.
more raiding.
Maybe I can like talk to see like what are they doing here?
Okay.
They're a little out of the group here. Yo, is that Satan?
Yeah, thank you for the raid,
himself?
Satan.
No
Okay.
way.
So yeah, so
He's
Talvo's
ready
gonna
for
be
war
looking for
crimes.
intel, like looking for connections. What did you say you're gonna do, Helios?
I'm gonna go talk to the other Boarmen and see like what's up.
Okay. Talks to Boarman to get their perspectives, right? Okay. What about Bree and Adau?
Somebody else go first in this.
Yeah, Bree, I'll let you go first. Or like talk first.
So wait, what are people doing?
So it sounds like
He was just looking
everyone's
for Boarman.
people are gonna like split up a little bit and then kind of look for intel, look for information.
Yeah, I think
could
before we
talk
split
to-
up,
could
we'd all just
just
say we're
ask.
gonna meet at like this tavern at
Yeah.
so and so.
I could talk to grass.
Like
Little
actual
grass,
grass
too.
or the
Like a potted plant.
Yeah. No, the grass blades.
Okay, you want to talk to the grass blades.
Yeah. So what they're about, what's going on.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I guess when Bree told me that that's what she was planning on doing, I would be like, well, these are saying, maybe go here to
Okay.
get recruited.
Yeah, you could definitely give her a spot to go. It would just be like some like it would be like go to this person's house and ask for us. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about Adau? What is Adau gonna do?
Maybe see if. Well, I want to split my time kind of
Okay.
between doing what we said we were going to, and then, well, doing what we didn't really promise it, I suppose, but doing what might help Korbach getting here and smoothing things over, and that's seeing what the nobility is up to,
Okay.
seeing how the different merchant guilds are maybe working on the imminent threat, if there's discord there, and also see if there are any dragon elves here. I mean, I don't imagine they're probably very welcome.
Not yet.
But see, maybe there's like a forward element of them or something like that, and I want to see if I can find them.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's start with that actually. Well, actually, first off, are you guys? I'm assuming you would like maybe find like a tavern or inn that you could then kind of meet up at in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you go to like a high class one, low class one, or in the middle, somewhere like an average?
I think we would just do something that's near the entrance to the city. I think
Okay. Like a traveler's inn.
Meet up here in like 2 hours or whatever.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. You could, there's definitely, again, at all the major entrances in the city, which are multiple, then there would be like some bustling travelers' inns where you're not really going to get much questions because everyone there is just passing through with different business, right? And like you guys definitely, again, you guys stand out with the weaponry and stuff you guys have, and again, you do have a bit of a reputation, so you'd probably, keep the rain cloaks on if you're not trying to draw attention. But there are a lot of other people passing through who also are quite unique looking, like other groups of adventurers. You definitely see some groups of look to be probably people seeking their fortune probably as just independent mercenaries because, well, rumors spread and the rumors are that there's conflict brewing, right?
Oh man, you gotta set us up with a fight, like a bizarro version of our party one of these sessions. That would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be something. So we'll say that you're at this tavern called the Wetted Wheat. It's kind of a nonsense name, but the Wetted Wheat, as in wheat that's been sharpened on a whetstone.
I was gonna say wetted or wetted.
Yeah, like wetted
It would
with
make more
W-H.
sense if it was like, isn't that how they originally or accidentally made beer? Was they would store like wheat in like a big hole in the ground and put stuff over top of it, and then sometimes it would accidentally get wet and ferment.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, no, it means like sharpened like on a whetstone. But yeah. So you would so you kind of have this base operation. I was just kind of thinking about that. But Adau would then kind of head out from here. We'll stick with Adau's perspective first. Adau's going to kind of go and investigate. Sounds like the upper class, the nobility, the merchants, and definitely. So there's like the whole city has these outer walls of stone, which are pretty decently strong and large. But then there is also a central keep in the middle of the city, and one of the largest squares of one of the large plazas is right in front of that, and it's probably one of the more bustling places, and you actually see that there is as you're kind of approaching, there is a town crier actually making an announcement. There's a little crowd gathering around, and you kind of, as you approach, you hear the town crier basically talking about some stuff, and it's clear that it's kind of like curfew restrictions basically. And as you're listening, it's basically talking about curfew and also the limitations on military goods going out of the city and stuff like that. And it's very clear to you just listening in that it's probably from related to the impending conflict. Clearly the people here know conflict is on the way, right? And yeah, as you kind of are doing it, you come up and a lot of the people gathered around are merchants and artisans whose stuff is going to be directly impacted by this. But Adau, as you kind of like walk up and you kind of listen and hear the tail end of this, the town crier then finishes their whole spiel, and one of the the crowd starts to disperse and you hear mumbling, and one of the people around you, Adau, says like I hate that fucking dragon elf bastard.
Based.
Yeah. So the crier wasn't a dragon elf, was he?
No, normal.
I
elf.
didn't think so. Yeah. So did he mention someone in specifics? Sorry, I didn't.
You
Did
actually
he mention somebody specifically?
I thought he was talking about you.
I thought it might be that, but
he's clearly not talking about Adau. He's it's just
Oh.
like this again maybe small scale merchant guy talking to his buddy. You kind of listen. Maybe this perks up your ears and you listen for a second longer. It actually becomes clear to you they're talking about the Duke of this city, like the ruler of the city.
Okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense. Well, I mean, all my like body scales, I guess, are covered up, so I kind of look. Do dragon elves pass for half elves when their torsos are covered and their arms and stuff?
Yeah, I would say so generally. Like sometimes, there are some scales on the cheeks as well, but with a cloak on and with Adau only being half dragon elf, you could probably pass. So
yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe I should have asked that question a year and a half ago.
No, that's good.
I didn't actually know what I looked like.
Actually, next week will be a year for me starting this campaign.
Oh shit.
Yeah, nice.
Wow. Yeah,
But yeah,
cool.
so
So not a year and a half, just a year.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, so who's putting these stupid curfews in place? We should be allowed to do what we want so we can leave in the night when everyone isn't crazy. With these armies coming in.
are you
Am I
saying
right?
this to just some of the
My
people
fellow
around?
the guy.
Oh, the guy
Specifically that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks at you as yeah, I'm with you there. But well, Duke never gives much reasoning for his moves.
Yeah, I bet he doesn't come out here, and he doesn't even know what's going on in the city. He probably sits up there in his keep, like all the other nobles
He nods.
from other cities and stuff. I don't
The
know.
guy
I'm not from
nods
here.
and he's like, yeah. He's probably just waiting for the dragon elves to come up here.
Yeah, typical. They don't care for anything but themselves.
And the guy is like, yeah, you're right. And he's like echoing the sentiment. He's and his buddy that he's talking to is maybe a little more hesitant. The guy's like, well, he's only half dragon elf. You really think he's that invested in the dragon elves? And the guy's like, any bit of dragon elf is too much in my mind. And he's an elf, by the way. The guy saying this is a normal elf. They're both so. But apparently, not all the elves like the dragon elves and vice versa, right? So
Yeah. No shortage of racial animosity between any of them. Anyway, yeah, good talking to you. I'm gonna head off towards the keep, I guess. Now that I know the Duke is half dragon elf, and I assume half high elf or half human or whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll find out what's going on.
I really love this mental image of Adau talking shit about a dragon elf who lives in a castle to a commoner when he himself is a dragon elf who lives in a castle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So, okay, so Adau's gonna kind of go
There's
up
your
to...
party doppelganger thing right there.
Is Adau basically just gonna go and request an audience, or
I think it might be smart, considering we have a bit of time to get this stuff done. I want to work my way up. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm some new guy. I want to talk to your Duke and the armies are about to be here, and I'm definitely not an ambassador from one of them here to kill your Duke or anything. I want to start, at the bottom with somebody who I can tell is maybe influential, and then get them to introduce me to a friend, to a friend, to a friend.
You should go talk accounting stuff with the other accountants.
Yeah, I'm good at math. I have a very detailed ledgers, and also maybe one of them knows some magic stuff. Maybe about, I don't know, this book I have.
All right.
Who knows?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, Helios, you're gonna go and kind of talk to some of the Boarmen, who again are mainly outside the city, like in the kind of outskirts area. There's not too many here. Like, to put in perspective, this city of Tayshan is one of probably, if you include the surrounding area, it is definitely multiple tens of thousands of people living here. It's a pretty large city, out of that though, there's probably maybe a couple hundred Boarmen in the area. So, but there is kind of like one area where there's like maybe a small kind of like neighborhood of Boarmen that have kind of clustered together, and you're able to go here, kind of start talking to them, Helios. And as you kind of approach some that are like hanging out under an awning, playing like some fucking cards or something, one of them looks up and then goes back to their card game, like they don't pay you any attention at first. But then they look up again because you're kind of a striking figure of a Boarman with the like fancy clothes, like the bard outfit and everything. And then they're like, they squint their eyes. They're like, "Is that Helios?"
The one and only. I'll play up the bet.
He's like, "Yo," he's like, one of my friends from Kurbok City told me about a performance of yours he saw.
Would you like one?
He's like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Let's do it. Let's hype it up.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of like,
so
oh
good at
my
that.
god,
You are so
you,
good at that.
You break into performance, and this is again a 30 is like literally like on the level of like, to put in perspective, a 30 on performance is like in the court of like literal gods, that would be an average performance there. Yeah.
We hit him with the sonic racing. Holy shit!
So you're just like doing a fucking incredible performance, and they're like these guys stop their card game entirely. They're enthralled, and like a bunch of other Boarmen and like some humans and halflings and stuff come over and just start listening. And by the end, like there's like literally cheers and clapping and stuff. And obviously you kind of want some information, so you probably just play a song or two. But it seems like people are a little disappointed that you don't continue. So.
There'll be more tonight. Come to the tavern that we're going to.
And
anyway.
And yeah, they'll find out, and they definitely will have a crowd there. So the crowd kind of starts dispersing, but now there's just a few Boarmen hanging out. And the one who recognized you, is like he's basically so like like, "What brings you to these parts, Helios?"
Well, I had the same question for you guys.
Work is good around here. There's there's always dock work and construction. Always a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, it's good. So how much? I'm trying how to phrase it. They basically ask them like how to not suspiciously ask them what they know of Kurbok and his relations. So like, how long have you been out of Kurbok?
They're like, well, we don't have
not my dad.
We don't have anything against.
As long as I've lived.
They kind of start grumbling. They're like, "Yeah, we don't really have much against Kurbok, but most of us here aren't really the fighting types or the types to just settle down and farm there. A lot of us, were some of us fought in the past, but some of us wanted to just find a place on our own. And the elves here and even the humans can be a little abrasive, but
yeah, I work with a few of them. It's a little sometimes.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you get it. Yeah,
we get
but
it.
they,
Yeah, so you've heard of our group, yes?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, in the end though, a lot of us here kind of prefer, just finding somewhere where we're not going to be potentially drafted by Kurbok, because for all the good he's done for our kind, he's certainly got warlike tendencies.
Yeah, well, finally I found my people. Hard to feel, much different vibe back at Kurbok. So, on that note, I'm sure you've heard the bustling rumors of some coming conflict to this region.
Yeah. One of the guys is like, "Oh yeah, you're talking about Supposedly the dragon elves are on the way. Oh man, I could imagine Kurbak salivating over that opportunity. But if I found out that Kurbak was marching this way too, oh man, that would be rough.
So you may be wondering why our party's here.
They look at you, they're like, yeah.
So do you have any other a vacation home? Maybe up at Wakor.
One of them curses, like they say, a classic Boarman curse, which is it's like
Just fine.
I don't know.
Did you really hit him with "You guys seem cool. Don't come to school tomorrow"?
I gotta protect my people, man. We got
one of the
people
guys is
my fellow Boarmen who don't want to fight.
One of them says
was
a
an
classic
American reference.
a classic curse would be by the shit of a smooth skin, because they all got fur and stuff.
Hey,
So,
smooth skin.
he's like, are you telling me that you know something we don't you?
So, well, I think you're answering my own question there. Kurbak does have a particular liking to this area, given the approaching conflict, as we know our history.
One of them just goes, shit!
Yeah. So, now I assume we're trying to not fight him, but just a heads up that this area might get a little messy here in the next couple of days. Yes. We've
They can hang out at a castle.
we share the sentiment where maybe not the biggest fan of the conquesting of the warring, so give you guys the fair heads up, and you can spread the word to the fellow Boarman that once the storm clears, which is its own shit we gotta figure out, and I just played as fucking the title what's going on here. They want to watch us. Consider your options. If you'd like to meet Kurbak.
They kind of are grumbling, but then one of them stands up. He's like, well, I appreciate the warning, Helios. We'll definitely come support you tonight in your performance. And then I don't know about the others, but I might head out for a bit. A lot of us have families that might take a little longer to move out, but at least for the meanwhile, maybe it is good to go away for a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever a Boarman goodbye greeting would be.
Yeah.
They high
A little
five.
lore for my character. A crisp. Well,
This pie one.
have
Yeah, they have claws for their upper limbs.
high two.
Yeah.
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 But yeah. So okay, yeah. So you, and then you kind of head on your way. Yeah, that was good. On the other hand, we had Talvo looking for intel, and Bree also maybe going to go talk to the grass blades. And Bree is not Bree has very good memory when it comes to layouts and stuff of places. Literally is a feature about that. But Bree's not necessarily an underhanded person, right? So Bree kind of it takes Bree a little while to kind of ask around, even with the pointer given by Talvo. Bree kind of has to ask a few people hey, how do I reach here? And a few of them are kind of suspicious because Bree is generally not very shady. Bree is a fairly open person normally. And so Bree is kind of going through and getting kind of shuffle around between different people, being oh, go talk to this guy, and that person's oh, go talk to this person, and that person's oh, go talk to this lady, and then they kind of send you in a circle, and Bree's kind of getting a little fed up. Meanwhile, Talvo, you kind of go looking for intel. We'll go back to Bree in a second. And Talvo, you eventually do find someone that you know of. You don't know them, but you know of them. It's someone who one of your informants knew. We'll say it's trying to think of a name. What's their name? What's the name? Give me a name.
Jared with 2 R's.
Helicopter Mike. There we go. So Helicopter
Let's
Mike.
go.
Let's see a little bit of helicopter here. I don't
Airship?
know.
Hot balloon?
We'll just say
Hot
Mike.
Mike?
It's just Mike. We can figure out the moniker later. But there's a guy named Mike. Okay. So Mike.
Spicy Mike. I think that's what we're gonna call him.
Okay, Spicy Mike. Sure. So you hear about this guy whose moniker, his name is in the underworld here is Spicy Mike, because his day job. Here we go. His day job is that he actually sells spices and peppers. That's his front. He has a small shop where it's so small that he really doesn't get any business because it's just a front in the end. And there are a lot of spices and peppers that come through this place, so it's a believable front, right? It's a trading hub. So you go to Spicy Mike's shop, and Spicy Mike is in here, and just when you walk in, he's like, "What do you want?"
What do I want? I'm looking for some intel. I'm looking for some rumors about what's going on in town here.
Why do you want that, Talvo?
You know exactly why. I deal in information.
He's like, yeah, well, never thought I'd see you here directly. Your old buddies, whenever they came here, they always paid well. I hope that you in person are the same.
I'm known for my generosity, surely. Granted that what I'm buying is worth it.
This whole place is
Powder
it's
keg?
like a pile of manure ready to blow. Powder keg is
Doesn't
you know,
exist.
it's a little too generous.
No.
How so? Why?
There's a lot of shit going on here. I'm sure you don't.
Okay. I get it. We're in the same trade. Let's not beat around the bush. What do you want? How much? Come on.
He's like, 50 gold, and I'll tell you exactly who to go to. For if you want to make a difference.
Make a difference. Interesting.
The
You two can make a difference.
the playmakers, I know who they are. Let's just say that.
Spicy Mike, Spicy Mike, Spicy Mike.
Yes.
I want to make this happen for you. I really do. This is your shop, right here.
He nods.
I will pay you if you sell me bunk information. I will burn this place to the ground, and then you will be extra spicy.
He's like, hey man, I know not to piss off people that are stronger than me.
Okay.
He's a liar.
Rowan got the Scoville.
Flattery will get you everywhere, my friend.
Well, he's just smart enough to know that he doesn't stand a chance against you in a 1v1 or 4v1 or whatever. So
Yeah, I'll slide them.
little pouch.
It's 10-1, right?
Yeah, so
for
5 platinum would be. So you can just do
Yeah.
a stack of platinum and like 5, and that's enough. Yeah.
I would open up my little coin purse and go blink, dig around a little bit, blink, dig around a little bit, blink.
Yeah.
You know, like when an old person buys something that's going to the exact
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he
I am the master of subterfuge.
Yeah. So yeah, he takes some, and he's like, here's the deal. You got the Duke, right? The Duke. By the way, I should tell you the Duke's name. Where is it? I have it. Duke Ziru. Duke Ziru.
Ziru with an E.
No, like, yeah, like that, like how Duncan has it.
Or with an I.
So
Okay.
yeah, Duke Ziru. So he's like, you got the Duke. He's a competent enough guy, but when it comes to ruling a city, but he's got nothing when it comes to diplomacy, or even quelling the dissent between the people of the city. On the other hand, you got a lot of elves, most mainly merchants and artisans who they have a lot of the traditional power. But the one making moves, there's a bunch of human merchants who are trying to shake things up. They're the ones who are, if anyone's gonna make a play just to blow this whole fucking city, it's gonna be one of them. And the main
Anyone
one
in particular I should look for?
Yeah, so he tells, he'll be like, yeah, there's one in particular, the lady, a merchant that goes by the name of Tyra.
Tyra.
Maybe
Tyra
Tira.
Banks or D&D campaign?
Yeah, Tyra Banks, yeah. No, it's, I think it's be like Tira pronounced, but yeah. And he's like, yeah, she's, well, started out in textiles, but that business has expanded, and she's got hands in everyone's pies, and especially you seen those blades of grass around, right?
I've seen their
They'll-
advertisements.
All of them they're under her pay. Whole damn mercenary company under her pay. That's the type of resources she's got, and they largely are protecting her own caravans from elven guerrillas, but she's got other stuff going on, that's for sure.
How worried do I want to be about them?
Most of them, you could take them. I could even take most of them, but the leadership, there's a band of 4 of them. Tough motherfuckers.
A dwarf, a human, a dragon elf. Okay, I don't know what's funny.
Go on.
So
Yeah.
I get it. So okay, so he's like, yeah, the leadership, they're a bunch of tough motherfuckers. Their leader's named Bosch. They're all humans. They all hate the elves pretty much to different extents. Bosch, he's a brute of a guy, but don't let that fool you. He's smart. He's clever. He doesn't get swindled. They got Mozo, one of the toughest sharpshooters and sharpest eyes in this neck of the woods. Fool. He's a magic user of sorts. Apparently used to be some sort of priest, but basically after his whole family was killed by elven guerrillas, all he wants is vengeance now. He won't settle for anything else. And then the last one is a crazy bitch. Her name is Ziba. She's the sister of Fulm, and she's got some weird ass magics, man. And she hates elves even more than her brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
their day-to-day like?
The only name there that's different is Ziba with the I. But yeah, Bosch, Mozo, Fulm, Ziba. There you go. What do you say? What's their day to day?
Yeah, let's say I wanted to go just put eyes on these people for a second, just to see what I'm dealing with. Do you have any idea of, like, where I can find them?
He nods and he looks back and forth and he's like, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna need a little more for that, because if they find out I tell you, I trust you not to tell them, but I don't trust, well, they're tough, and if they do end up beating you in a fight, they'll get the information one way or another.
Well, I got a deal for you, Spicy Mike.
He nods. He's like, what's it?
Actually, my cook is here, in town, buying spices. I could throw a little business your way.
He's like, yeah, I guess it's fine, yeah. That, I'm not asking for much more, but just another something to sweeten the deal with the risk I'm taking. And he nods. He's like, yeah, send the business my way. That'll do. I do make a little bit off this business, and that'll help. Yeah. So,
Okay.
she's got Tira, the merchant lady. She's got she's got a few warehouses that she owns, but most of the time when she meets people, she does it at her manor. She's got a nice house, mansion practically on the dock side of the city. Guards posted up all over the place, and supposedly got some sort of secret meeting spot in the basement.
Secret spot in the basement. Okay. How easy will I be able to see it? Me see it.
See what? The
secret spot.
He's like,
Yeah.
well, you're probably going to have to get inside, but I'm sure you won't have any trouble if you can do that.
Okay. All right.
And he'll tell you where it is, like the manor house itself.
Yeah.
And yeah. And he's like, other than that, man, there's stuff outside the city. Who knows? I've heard rumors about the frickin' elven gorillas planning something big. I've heard, well, yeah, a lot of people here don't know about Kurbach being on the way, but I do. And that news is going to break soon. So, who knows who else is in play. I heard about, apparently there's rumors about even a Fey lady riding with the elven gorillas.
Yeah, I know about her.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That'd be crazy.
Do you know anything about this rain?
He shrugged. No fucking clue.
Nothing.
He's like, well, I can tell you that whoever did it, well, must be either stalling for time for reinforcements or something. I don't know.
Why do you think somebody did it?
Well, yeah, stall the armies from coming. So, I
I
don't.
mean, like, why do you think it's not naturally occurring?
He's like, I just got a feeling my gut timing's too good. These types of storms we get maybe once every few years, and it's happening right now. Nah, there's some weird shit
I
going
guess
on.
you might be right. All right, Mike.
That's his name.
Spicy Mike. I think that's all I have for you.
Okay, yeah.
I would slide him another platinum piece across the countertop there.
Yeah, he nods. He gives a smile, and he's like, hey, if I hear anything else, I'll let you know too.
But yeah, I will be sending Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan. I'll be sending Jordan your way, and he'll hook you up.
Okay. Yeah. And at this point, we're gonna the camera pans back skips over to Bree, where Bree has been kind of given the runaround by a lot of these people who are supposedly connected to the grass blades. But eventually, she kind of goes to like a shop that she was told on this wild goose chase to go to. And as she's about to like enter the shop to go in and talk to the person there who she was told to talk to, someone calls out and is like, "Hey, you're Bree, right?"
Nah.
And you look over and see, and it's actually the grass blade dude who had been watching you guys enter the city before.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, and he's like, word travels quick. I know you're Bree, and I know your buddies are here too.
Yeah.
Why don't you come with me?
Alright.
There's some business. He's like, there's business we can do.
This went well the first.
Zero survival instinct.
So Bree's like, okay. And so Bree starts to get led by this guy through the city. Bree was getting sent around mostly in the outskirts, where again most of the human population is. But he takes you into the city, and you start going through like different streets and stuff. And he's like, occasionally he'll look around, like kind of like seem like he wants to be on the down low. And he starts taking you closer to like the dockyard side of the city, where there's bustling warehouses and stuff like that. And At this point, he starts leading you to a big manor house. And funnily enough, Talvo, at this point, you got into this area too, at about the same time. And I'm assuming probably like staking it out, watching it for a bit. And so you're kind of like maybe like on top of a nearby building, kind of like peering over the edge. When you see...
Yeah, I guess I could just like walk up a building, huh?
Yeah, yeah. When you see Bree being led by one of these mercenary guys directly into the manor house that you are now watching.
Oh no.
There's at least a dozen guards, by the way, a dozen mercenaries, like guarding the outside of this place.
I think it would be time to try and see if there is a way I could sneak in and follow.
Okay. Yeah, so this place is like kind of like a little compound. It's got like its own little like kind of stone wall, and then like a really nice like garden and stuff, and then like a big manor house, right? And this is in a nice neighborhood that is like somewhat near the docks, but also not close enough where you're gonna get like the stench of the fishmongers or the the noise. It's a little tucked away, but it's definitely in the kind of heart of the richer part of the city. And yeah, for sure you can. There's still like people walking around and stuff, and there aren't like alleyways kind of going by the sides of this little compound. So if you wanted, you could try to like just walk over the wall literally, but it's just a matter of like how stealthy can you be.
Let's see.
Okay.
Pretty stealthy.
Yeah, 20 is pretty good, as you will be able to, you kind of like see a gap in like the crowds, or it's not really crowds at this point in this area, but like you see some people walking by. You kind of slip in with a couple of them, quickly duck into an alley next to the compound, go up and over, and you kind of hop down into the little garden here. Here again, there's a couple guards, these mercenaries patrolling, but most of them are kind of like hanging out near the front like gate and like the front door. And you see Bree is being walked through the front door right now. And the guy is like talking. So Bree, the guy is talking to you, and he's like, yeah, the leadership wants to meet with you. Do you know if any of your friends are around?
No, not really. They're somewhere.
Yeah. And ironically, Talvo, you literally hear the guy say this as you're kind of like sneaking up. How are you planning to get inside, Talvo?
Skylight? Window?
Well, yeah, so here are the things I would look for and then respond to. What do I see when the door opens for them to go in?
Yeah, I mean, so it's just kind of like a nice fancy hallway, stairs going up. You don't see, like, you kind of like peering over, you don't see any stairs down right away or anything, but...
Okay. Yeah, I guess I would... Yeah, I would try to get up the wall and in a window. Do I see any open windows? Like,
yeah, there's probably a couple, so...
Yeah, I would probably want to start up top and then work my way down, if I had to.
Sounds good. You will roll me another stealth check for this portion of your stealthing around.
Man, I'm gonna really bunk one of these.
Okay, not bad. You're even better with this. This is like the middle of the day, but it's actually pretty dark out because of how cloudy and rainy it is. And so you're able to kind of just like, and you have a cloak that is like fairly suited for stealth. You can kind of
plus like they're guarding the house while they look at the house.
Yeah. So you start to climb up. You're gonna be able to get in through a window and start working your way through the building. I'm assuming you're not gonna steal anything, right? You're just like looking around for now.
I mean, is there anything cool worth stealing?
I mean, like you kind of when you hop in, you find yourself in like a bedroom, and it's like besides having some clothes set out, it's like not really anything special.
Well, I mean, yeah, my main objective is to follow Bree.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to try to figure out where she went.
Yeah, so you'll start working your way down through the house there. Bree, meanwhile, you are led through the house, like around like through a corridor real quick, and at a certain point, the guy just kind of like looks around and then literally knocks on the wall at a certain point, and a chunk of the stone wall moves back with a sliding stone door that blended into the wall perfectly. And the guy is like, he would look at the rats that you have on your shoulders, and he's like, "They're not spies, are they?"
Nah,
He's like,
they rat.
and he starts going down there. Talvo, at this point, you're kind of like sneaking through the corridors here. You hear like other people. You hear like some cooks working away in the kitchen and stuff. But you kind of just like sneak around the corners, look through like Hitman style, and
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
So we go upstairs.
eventually you kind of like find the corridor, and you actually like come around. You poke your head around the corner just in time to see Bree and this guy going through the secret passage here.
Also, just to convince him that the rat is okay, I get my rat to do a backflip.
Okay.
I was
Sure,
gonna
that
suggest
he's
that.
chill.
Yeah. The guy is like, well, that is impressive. I've never seen a rat do that. And yeah, so Talvo, you see the Bree and this guy going down this stairwell behind this door, actually.
Oh man, what do I do? Like, I want to do something a little risky, which is see if I can just kind of like get in behind them before the door closes behind them without being seen. But that's gonna be a little rough, I think. But I kind of almost have to, right? Like, otherwise I have to also knock on the door, and assuming that the door just opens if you knock on it, rather than like you just letting someone know to pull a lever.
I mean, you do have like thieves' tools and stuff, like lock picks, which there's obviously a lock from what you saw, but there's other things like crowbars and stuff that you have. Like, you could try to, pry it open or whatever. So, and to be fair, you don't see or hear anyone else on the other side of the door. It wasn't opened by anyone that you can hear.
Okay.
From what you heard and see, it looks like more like a mechanism that was activated.
Okay.
So you're gonna kind of like try to sneak over and like try to open it first? What do you think?
Can I listen through the door and see?
Sure.
Can I get an idea of like how far they're going? Like,
Yeah.
is this leading through like a corridor, or is it just it literally opens into a room? And if I break in, I'm gonna be like, oh hey. So.
Well, you can quickly go over and put your ear to this spot where there's this passageway. It's a spiral staircase down. You hear footsteps down where Bree's being led down below the house.
Okay. Well, let's try to lockpick the door.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically try to like figure out, like find a crack, look for the mechanism, right? Yeah. Roll me an investigation check, and we'll get to that in a second. Meanwhile, Bree, they lead you down. This dude leads you down into what appears to be a low lit kind of like headquarters room. There is like a little like meeting area with like some chairs and like a coffee table and stuff, and then there's like a war table with maps all over it and like diagrams, blueprints, all this crazy stuff. There is literally like barrels of like whatever, like different materials here, like weapons kind of laid in different places, and potions on like a rack. Like this place has this is like a full-on secret hideout, basically.
Am I being like held by them, or can I walk freely? Because then Bree's gonna like wander over and look at like the map because she's like interested in like that kind of stuff.
As you do that, then a back door into this place, because there is like a back room behind this main room. A back door opens and a woman walks out, and she calls out and says, "Please don't touch any of that stuff."
I'm sorry.
And she
and I actually knock over the map.
yeah. And she motions for like one of these seats here. And she finishes walking in the room, and behind her come a couple of other guys who are wearing uniforms or armor with the emblem of the grass blades. And you quickly recognize, you wouldn't recognize them, but you, to give a description, one of them is like a massively buff dude with like fairly light armor, actually, that for all things considered, but like this really buff guy with like bulging muscles, and he has like a massive great axe on his back. and he seems to be the one in charge because he kind of like walks in with confidence. And he takes a seat next to the woman, who I'll describe in a second. There is a guy with like heavy armor on behind him, who is decently muscular and strong looking too, but has a cool like almost like dead focus to him. And then behind both of them is a woman, maybe like 5'2", fairly short, not too tall, who is like in just like a robe, and with kind of like her face mostly covered, but you see these eyes staring out like with intent, an intense stare, and they all. The guy with the heavy armor and the woman, they kind of stand to the sides, whereas the big buff dude and the woman sit down. And the woman motions for you. The woman is dressed in like fairly like functional, but also very nice clothing. She actually has like she doesn't have armor on, but she has like a just kind of like normal leather garments. But she does have like a nice like silk cape, or flowing cape behind her. And she sits down with the big buff dude sitting next to her, and she motions for you to take a seat, Bree.
Is her cape really nice?
Yeah, it looks very nice.
I say slay when I see that cape.
I cast slay.
Yeah, you would say the equivalent of whatever in this area is the equivalent, compliment.
And I sit down.
Okay. At the same time, Talvo, you're kind of like fiddling with this, and this mechanism is not too complex, but it's definitely taking you a little bit longer.
I was gonna ask if I could have advantage because I'd seen somebody use it seconds before.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it actually came around the corner right as they were going in, and then it automatically shut. So, but either way, yes, you're working on it. You're pretty sure it's gonna take a minute or two to get through, but that's not a big deal. Well, all of a sudden, Talvo, you hear a voice behind you that says, "Move and you're dead. Put up your hands."
Hey, it's just me, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I use my bonus action to disengage.
Like, you can't really do that in combat. Like, you turn and see there's an arrow pointed right at your face.
Hands are up.
And you can tell that this is, you can recognize that this is Mozo, the sharpshooter guy. Because this guy, just by looking at him, you can clearly tell that this guy is a extremely well-trained and disciplined sharpshooter, just from the way he's holding his bow. And honestly, he actually even has 2 arrows knocked at once, like both pointing at your face. And he's got several scars on his face. It's clearly a battle-hardened warrior.
Well, if he was that good, he wouldn't have the scars, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, so he nods. He's like, "Stand back, and I'll open the door. We'll go down together."
All right, sure. I would actually like step back and just kind of give him like a after you.
Yeah. And yeah, by the way, this guy does have, I'm not going to tell you, well, obviously he found you even though you were stealthing, but I will say, he has, I'm not going to tell you what his perception modifier is, but it's higher than your stealth modifier, so it's not actually that surprising that he, yeah. So, he is a sharpshooter, right? Yeah. So he, you step back, he goes like, bam, bam, like, hits a specific spot on the wall, and it does start to open. And he kind of like, at this point he puts he doesn't unstring, like unknocks the arrows, like he puts down the bow, and he's like, because he basically doesn't seem like he's that worried about you. And he's like, let's go down. I know who you are. I know you're not going to cause a scene. I'm not going to cause one either.
Okay.
And yeah, you kind of go down the steps, and Bree, the lady, and the buff dude were kind of like chatting with each other, and the lady was kind of basically almost ignoring you for a second, And then you hear more footsteps coming down the stairs. Bree, you look back over your shoulder. Sure enough, Talvo comes walking in with a guy next to him holding a bow.
Hi, Bree.
Oh, hey, what the fuck?
Crazy meeting you.
And the lady who Talvo knows is Tira, this merchant woman. She calls out. She's like, Mozo told me we would have another guest, so I wanted to wait. Hello there, Talvo, I'm presuming.
Correct. And I assume you're a Tyra?
She nods.
Our reputation precedes each other.
She nods. She's like, well, I'm glad you've heard of me. It'll make it easier to get right to business. And your friend Bree here is she's a persistent one, if maybe a little untrained in the ways of subterfuge.
And Bree asks, what does that mean?
You stick out like a sore thumb, but I suspect that you are more of the type to have a green thumb.
I look at my thumb.
She's like, I meant that figuratively. I know you're.
She thinks you're good with plants. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And so she motions for Talvo to take a seat, and then she herself, Tyra, will actually stand up and go over to like a cupboard, and it's like an unassuming cupboard, but she opens it, and you see like some very nice bottles of like liquor and wine in there. And she grabs one, grabs a few glasses that are in there, and comes back over, and she's like, "Wine? This is a prime vintage from the Dragon Elf Islands to the south, and don't worry, it was stolen. We didn't buy it."
Okay.
That's fair.
And she looks at Talvo and she says that.
I'll give her definitely like a bit of a look, like. Okay. I would accept a glass, like, I would, give a very cool, like, yeah. But I'm not taking a sip until I see her drink out of the same bottle first.
Yeah. And she will. Does Bree take a glass?
Bree asks for milk.
I'll take a glass but I give it to Funkus.
Oh yeah, okay. He goes like, starts sipping, yeah. So, and so she will take a sip of her own glass that she just poured in front of you too. So, unless she slipped one in some other way, then slipped a poison pill in some other way, then.
In which case, just kill me. Like, that's so much effort. Like, she starts sipping on this wine, and you do too. Talvo, it's very high quality, but and she nods and she says, "Well, let's talk business." And we'll take a break here. When we come back, we will do this little discussion. So, because I kind of want to go get a drink
I'm having a
myself.
great day with my pig friends. I don't know about y'all.
yeah. Oh yeah, we'll be right back.
A great time with the racists.
Yeah, we'll be right back, everyone. All right. See you in a second.
All right.
nowhere, man. Like, I swear those tracks just appeared underneath me.
Someone
Okay.
cast train on you.
So, welcome back.
Hello.
We have a meeting happening in a covert underground bunker.
I'm just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
some of us
I'm
having
just
more fun. Some people are having more fun in the session than others, but RP better.
The lady says, Tyra says, let's get down to business. And yeah, so again, in the, like with you guys, you have, so the dynamic you're kind of getting is that definitely she's the one in charge. And, out of the other like people in the room, there's the big buff dude who is clearly the leader of the, Talvo already found out he's the leader of this mercenary band, and his name is Bosch, and he has a kind of like a rough, like gruff look to his face, and he's a big hulking brute of a guy. There's Mozo, the kind of like sharpshooter who caught Talvo even, and he's chilling over by like the stairway, just kind of with the arrows like at the ready in case something goes wrong, right? There's Fulm, who is the heavily armored guy standing behind Bosch, and he has like a couple weapons on him and has a very very intense stare. And same with his sister, as Talvo had found, who is there's the shorter woman who has a cloak on but still also has this very intense stare. They both share that intense stare. And Tyra, she's a lot less concerned with stuff and basically just says, so I have heard of you and your group. Your reputation precedes you, at least in the circles of people who know people.
Yeah.
I know you're associated with Kurbak to some extent or another.
Been known to, yes.
And I know he has an army on the way.
Does he?
No need to play dumb here.
Apologies, but you would understand why we want to play the cards a little close to the chest here.
She nods. And she nods. She's like, I'll be honest with you, too. I personally, I have no desire to rule this city on my own or anything like that, despite the rumors that some may say. All I want is fair grounds to be able to trade and run my enterprises. And the current leadership of the city has certainly not been the best for that. And while I don't know if Kurbak would be much better, I also don't know if it would be much worse. What I do know would be worse is the Dragon Elves.
Hell yeah, sister.
She continues, she's like, I have no desire for this city to be taken over by Dragon Elves. They would most likely confiscate all of the manufactories and enterprises that we own here.
Well, I can see you're very good friends with the Grassblades.
Bosch, the leader of them, just goes, He's like, and he actually responds. He'll actually say something. He's like, I'm trying to think how he would phrase this.
I hate knife ears.
We're as good of friends as money can buy.
How many? What's the size of your force here?
He shrugs. He's like, a few hundred strong. that may not sound like much, but we hid where it counts. From the trees, from alleyways, from the very roofs that people live under and think they're normally safe from.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're fighting in a river.
He shrugs. He's like, if the dragon elves want to take the city, they'll have to come into it eventually.
Eventually, huh?
Go ahead.
But no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, I like how Talvo is the talker when he wasn't invited to this meeting, and he's just sitting there silent.
Do they have sandwiches there? Because I'm eating one.
Do they have sandwiches?
There's a sandwich like in their fridge.
Yeah, Bree gets up, wanders away.
There's probably like a little platter of food. There's probably a platter of food off to the side, and you can just go help yourself if you want.
Yeah, I'm just like standing over there, like eating while this
honestly,
conversation's happening.
When you do that, one of the sharpshooter guy looks over to Tyra to be like, should I do anything? And she's like, I think it's fine. Like she doesn't care.
I would do a little hand wave, but sorry, she's just. She's just like that.
Yeah.
He's just hungry. He's hungry.
And
lots of eating as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so you go over there and start eating. That's fine. Tyra doesn't care, and she looks at you, Tao, and she's like, there is a lot of conflict brewing, as everyone with half a brain can sense.
So I've heard.
I am more focused on focusing. I'm more focused on singling out the things that I can do to make a difference in a way that benefits me. Results driven. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
I'm not exactly an ends just by the means kind of person, but I've been known to.
She nods. She's like, the timing of you all arriving here is fortuitous. We were going to send some of our own people to do some stuff, but you all would be much better suited. And I know you're not common mercenaries. And she's like, no offense. And Bosch goes like, but she looks at you guys and she's like, you all are specialized in taking on unique threats. I've heard that you were able to kill Hilda. That's quite a feat.
We killed Hilda, her boyfriend, her dog, and we killed Casaria to the south. And I'm be real with you,
Diaboleth.
We're gonna be probably a little more expensive than these guys here.
She nods and she's like, oh, I absolutely believe it. And here's the thing, I have 2 jobs for you. The first is let's start with the simple one. There's a land convoy coming from the north, and I have reason to believe that it harbors supplies and weapons that are going to be used by Dragon Elf loyalists. And normally I would put my blades of grass on the job. They're suited for this work, but we're stretched a little thin. And if you'd be willing, I would love to hire some of your crew. This job is definitely below you all, but your crew, I'm sure they could use some, I'm sure they wouldn't mind the extra pay and the chance to get some combat off that castle of yours.
I regard the lives of my men precious, and I would not put them at risk. Another question. How are these arms getting to the Dragon Elves themselves if the convoy is coming from the north and the Navy's coming from the south?
She nods. She's like, the Dragon Elves have loyalists and spies within the city already. even many of the normal, even many of the normal elves here, well, many of them would stand to benefit from Dragon Elf rule.
Okay, that's the first job. What's the second job?
The second job is one that I think would be more well suited to you all, specifically your friend Bree here. The nemesis of my enterprises, my caravans that bring textiles to cities hundreds of miles away in some case. The bane of my existence are, well, they call themselves the warriors of the Ilkir, the pronghorn riding elves. They fight with, well, similar tactics to my friends here, but they target humans indiscriminately, caravans, even just travelers. They're a pain in the ass, let's just be real. For my business and also for the businesses of dozens of human merchants and artisans, and also just normal farmers, those trying to clear land out in the areas around the city, create their own livelihood.
And you can't simply just pay them off?
They don't want money. They take the money, but only as a means to an end, and their end is to stop us humans from growing in these parts.
Why do you need me? Or what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah, why is Bree important?
So,
Yeah.
they ride pronghorns, as they're called, similar to elk or deer, but quicker, more agile. And yet, a normal pronghorn is too weak to carry even an elf, even a small elf. And out of character, by the way, pronghorn is the name of is an antelope. Like if you know antelope that exists in like the Great Plains states, antelope, one of their alternative names is pronghorns. So the North American pronghorn, I believe. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what you mean. If you've ever seen out of character again, like if you've ever seen an antelope in real life, they're pretty small. They're smaller than deer.
Yeah, they're more like a deer than they are a horse.
Yeah, they're even smaller than an average deer, I'm pretty sure. So they're but they're very nimble, right?
Yeah.
So that's what she's saying is like normally, most pronghorns would not be able to carry even the only thing that could normally ride on a pronghorn would be a halfling. However, the pronghorns that they ride are as big as elk, much bigger than pronghorns ever normally grow. There's only one source of magic that can create things that big. A wellspring.
Oh shit.
And I know you have your experience with well springs.
Why?
Bree doesn't know, that's true.
Yeah, Bree doesn't.
But yeah, so she continues. She's like these pronghorn mounts that they use effectively in combat as a way of striking quick and fast and nimbly. They are most certainly bred in the presence of a wellspring, and this is most likely where the base of these gorilla elves is. And if there's anyone who can find a wellspring, a source of great magical power in nature, it'd be one tied to nature, such as your friend Bree here.
Why don't we try that yet?
So you want me to just find it?
Find it, and if you're willing to do more, we could always pay more.
What more is there? What more pay we talking?
Eradicate these guerrilla warriors. If you're not
Bree
willing to do
is
that.
gorilla and like, do you mean like actual monkeys?
They do not exist on this continent.
No,
Gorillas aren't monkeys. They're apes.
yeah. No, she means
exist on this
guerrilla as in
continent?
guerrilla warfare. But yeah, so she says if you're not willing to kill them, eradicate their mounts, their whole herd. But if you're not willing to do that,
What the gorillas do, by the way?
they wipe
Why they're
out.
being killed?
They wipe out human farms. They wipe out our caravans. Anything that isn't they even target some elven caravans. Anything that purports to be related to anything dealing with humans in this city and other
Yeah, it's
cities
kind of
nearby.
cringe.
Yeah, the whole and they don't really care for the dragon elves, but they would rather eradicate the human presence here than allow the dragon elves, or than they'd rather eradicate the humans than deal with the impending threat of the dragon elves.
Yeah, I'll kill them for a good price.
Talvo does look over at Bree and be like, "Why are you the face of this conversation now?"
She did want me, for some reason.
Yeah, well, she basically looks at Bree and says, like, you are probably the best bet of anyone in this city to be able to find the wellspring.
Yeah, but she's not the one who knows how to conquer one.
That's true. I presume it's true. You would know better than I. Again, I'm not necessarily asking you to take on this whole band of warriors, of elven radicals there. But if you could just find the location, that would be enough for certainly a good reward.
How much do we kill them?
She's like, well, before we get to that, what about the other job? I really prefer, if we're gonna work together, yeah, I would prefer, well, I would prefer to know if either of these plans are things that you would be able to help with.
Oh, there are most definitely things I'm able to help with. Willing is another question we will get to. So let's lay the whole trade deal out here. Like what are you willing to pay? What you're willing to offer? So I think that there could be an exchange of services here to an extent.
She nods. She nods, and she's like, I have vast resources. What do you want, is the question. Money is no issue.
Get out of character. We do need a little bit of money to pay off. Well, yeah, because we don't have enough to pay off the material components for your
Yeah, we do.
banishment. Oh, do we?
Yeah, forbidden. It's not banishment.
That's
We won't have very much left over comparatively afterwards. We'll have 7,800-ish gold, maybe 9,000.
We should start investing in the
You will
The
also
commodity market.
you do also have a clay golem. Isn't it clay or is it? Yeah, I think it's
Manual of clay golems.
yeah, and if you want
so
to
we
ever
need
do that,
60,000 gold to even do that.
yeah. So you always have stuff you could spend it on. Of course, that's a big project too. So
Yeah. There's upgrading the castle as well.
Yeah.
Not like magically, but materially.
Okay, well, I have a question then.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want me to risk my men when you seem so willing to spend and have the grass blades do it for you?
She does. She's like, simply put, we're running thin already. We have, business has to carry on for me. I have the grass blades here watching my caravans, watching the caravans of others whose business interests align with mine, and watching over the townsfolk themselves.
See, alright. First and foremost, this is not an offer I can accept by myself. I have to talk it over with the rest of my party. And I think if I'm willing to simply risk my men's lives for gold, I can only ask for volunteers. I can't tell them they have to do it.
She nods. She's like, I understand that. If it changes your opinion at all, this caravan is large and decently well guarded, but they shouldn't have anyone remotely close to being able to match, for instance, any of you and your friends, or even, again, they shouldn't have any champions.
You just now told me that was something I would not have to deal with.
What do you mean?
Well, like, you told me, like, me and my friends wouldn't have to go fight that. I could send my people
yes,
to it.
I'm just simply saying there won't be anyone of your caliber there. Your men won't. If your men can take on the guards of a city, they could take on the guards of this caravan.
Yeah, I don't think she's referring to like just a nameless, like one of the 60 or 70 people we have like working and living there. I think she means more like Rockhill than Riley.
Yeah, definitely. Probably with some of your other guys helping, but it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not saying you don't need to like get like a 50 large band of warriors, right? She's more like, maybe like 10 of your best guys.
Yeah, we can also set up glyph of warding IEDs. So I mean,
Of IEDs, yeah.
But yeah, so she.
But I'm not there. You don't know that.
Yeah. She nods. She will actually continue. She's like, the part about needing to discuss this with your companions. I get that. I do. I would say if you want, we can reconvene this meeting later. The only thing is that the caravan is due in the next couple of days, so whatever plan we come up with for that would need to be swift.
How about a show of good faith?
She's like, go on.
I am planning to meet back with some of my other associates later tonight at a tavern. Would you be willing to meet us in a public place and float this to them?
Which tavern?
Alone? Just kind of the wetted wheat.
She's not. She's like, I know that one. I could secure us a private lounge there.
I don't want a private lounge.
If you want to meet public, that is fine. I'll have Bosch here with me. The others they'll be nearby.
I didn't bring any guards. Why are you bringing guards?
Bosch is not a bodyguard. Despite his looks, Bosch is he's a co-conspirator. And Bosch gives him a smile, and he's like, Bosch is like, Bosch will kind of like speak for the first time really here and say, like, I have my own interests too, Talvo. And then after he says that, though, there's a moment of silence. But then the heavily armored guy behind him, who is which word? Fulm. Fulm actually speaks out. This is the first time he's said anything, and he says, hopefully your elven friend is there and makes a slip up so I can slit his throat. And Bosch literally like snaps his head back. It says, I'm trying to think how he phrases. He basically says like get a hold of yourself, fool. And then he turns back to you guys and he says, and Bosch says, sorry, he really dislikes elves. But
we've noticed.
Yeah, he's like, unlike my subordinates, I'm willing to work with them if it leads to benefits.
Retirement, dental.
401k.
So, in light of this outburst, you realize that some of the people that we're sending will be elves to help you guys out. And you just threatened one of my close friends.
Bosch, he nods. Bosch nods and he's like, there. I won't be. Fulm here has he's quick to he's a quick temper, quick to flare. I will not be sending him.
Sir, if you know anything about me, which it seems you do, you would know that I plan things. I do not stand for loose guns, and the fact that you've associated with one kind of isn't instilling the most confidence in me.
Bro.
Bosch looks at you and he's like, I can keep a leash on my dogs.
What's the guy's reaction to that?
He's just staring intensely at you, Talvo. He doesn't really react to Bosch saying that. Is Bree still eating like sandwiches and little bite-sized sandwich snacks and?
Yeah. From this extremely tense conversation.
When she says keep a leash on my dogs, I'm like, wait, he can wild shape?
No, yeah, it was Bosch who said that, by the way. But no, he.
Well, yeah, when Bosch said that, sorry.
Yeah, no. I think they don't get what you mean, so they're like what?
And I got back to eating.
Yeah. Tyra kind of like holds up her hands, like let's calm down here. The grass blades are well, Bosch here. He's a competent leader. You don't need to worry about any of that, Talvo.
Everyone's competent until they're not.
I'm never competent.
I understand that. Well, I heard about the trail of destruction left behind in Gabagard by a certain group.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Surely that vacuum of economy was good eats for you and
Oh
your
yes,
business.
all I'm saying is sometimes a bit of chaos with the right tools to let loose. Sometimes releasing the elk into the china shop to buck around is useful. And Bosch has plenty of his own agents of chaos.
I'm a lot more comfortable when it's my elk.
She nods. She's like, fair enough. Well, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to find an offer as good as mine when it comes to paying for jobs like these. For the caravan, you take care of that, 10,000 gold. It's more than this entire company gets in a couple months.
Okay.
I want to make sure it's done right. I will admit I have not been entirely forthcoming with all the details, but as a show of good faith, I want to show that I really do mean for this to go smoothly for all of involved. It's not just supplies with them. I wouldn't pay that much just for that. There's a diplomat with them, a dragon elf diplomat.
Which one?
Names don't matter.
Oh, okay. I was setting you up. I was setting you up like a cool somebody who like fucked me over.
If the name is Parua, my dad, a dragon elf bureaucrat.
No, it's
coming from the north, Floria.
She just says there's a dragon elf diplomat, one with connections, and we want them dead. That's why the price is so high. 10,000 gold normally would be a ridiculous price to pay for a simple hit on a caravan, but I want every member of that caravan dead. And I know that you don't necessarily like to kill unnecessarily, but these are slavers. And
you just turned this in. You now told me this is an assassination instead.
It's both. The caravan still does have supplies.
I'm at the combination assassination raid.
You at the what?
Yeah.
Again, I can't give you answers on this.
Yeah.
I need to meet, and I need you to discuss this with the rest of my party.
She nods and she says, definitely this job is the more time-sensitive one. The other one about finding the wellspring, that's more of a mid-term thing. Let's meet later tonight. I agree. Tell your friends what's going on and talk with them, and then we'll talk together later.
Okay, so I think what we discussed is we were going to meet back at the tavern at like nightfall or something like that, right?
Yeah, like in the evening or late afternoon, I think.
I'll be there early because I just after that I've had a good day.
Like what I'm going to tell her is like
I'll be like
an hour after that.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. And she nods. And she's basically like, yeah, I'll be there with Bosch. His dogs will stay chained away. Don't worry.
In good faith, there will be 5 of us there. If you enter that tavern with a party of more than 5 people, or I feel like you did, or had somebody there before I got there, this isn't going to go great for either one of us.
She nods and she's like, very well. I will be there with just Bosch and myself.
I accept that.
All right. And then, and she'll like stand up to basically shake your hand, basically be like, we'll meet later. And you guys can head out. As you're walking, as you start to walk away, Bree like takes one last. It's little like bite-sized snack sandwiches, like
just shove them in pockets.
Yeah. She'll actually be like, the caterer for those is down the street, and she'll tell you the name of it in case Bree wants more of these sandwiches.
We gotta start.
Dude, triangle sandwiches are like the best food.
Since I've had my big bag, can I have like stuffed a bunch of them in there?
Sure.
Sandwiches.
Sure. She doesn't have like a ton. Like there was like one platter of them, and you already ate half of them already.
Inside of the bag of holding, how does time work? Is it the same? Does time elapse the same as a bag of holding?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Just space that gets more.
Yeah, but there's not necessarily airflow, so it's like
exactly. So you could theoretically store a bunch of sandwiches.
Wait, there's no oxygen in there, right?
There's like a limited amount, but it depends. So,
I will say, can I when Lyra comes to shake my hand, can I do a contested sleight of hand check against her to see who wins the hand? Like, you know how like people are like they do the hard handshake to kind of
Sure. Here's her roll on how good of a handshake she is. Oh yeah, Sears is a bit better.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so you guys turn to leave, and the Mozo, who was kind of again at the door, kind of like being the lookout. He kind of he hasn't talked really much since he confronted you, Talvo. He just gives like a nod, and then as you're about to kind of head up the steps, Tyra calls out one more thing. She's like, "Oh, and by the way, just to be perfectly honest, to show that I mean you no harm unnecessarily. I had multiple crossbows aimed at you the whole time." And she snaps, and like you see actually in the wall these little like hatches fall down, and you see like there's 4 crossbowmen, crossbows pointed into the room. And she's like, "There's one-way magics to see through, and I wasn't sure if I could trust you, but my cards are all on the table now."
I've taken more bolts than that and lived.
She's trying. She's like, "I just want you to know all the tricks up my sleeve."
You know, and as she says that, I would.
That window there.
As she says that, I reach out and I pull out the bag of 40 enchanted marbles, and I would say, "We could have all been gone, and I've seen this girl pointing to Bree. I've seen her collapse an entire cave."
She does. She's like,
We're just being mean.
She's like, I hope that power can be used for both of our benefits."
Real recognizes real. Have a good day.
Honestly, I like the dynamic. Yeah.
It's like a cock measuring competition.
A cock? Oh, yeah.
Like dick measuring, you know. So yeah, so you guys leave, and I'm curious if Bree and Talvo, as you're walking out of this like manor complex, do you say anything to each other?
Well, when I saw that, I just thought it was cool. I was like, whoa! When I saw like the hatches come down, and it turns out those.
like mid-sandwich, you're like.
Yeah. I spit on my
Dinner
camera.
and a show?
Yeah.
But yeah. Does Talvo say anything to Bree?
Yeah, I was like,
Tricks.
Talvo's gonna be like, "Girl, what's up with you, man?" You.
I don't know, but we're getting paid apparently. Let's go.
Flanderization of Bree.
Okay.
I think I would like reach over and like ruffle Bree's hair over her hat, like, "Keep being you, girl. Love it."
Thank you.
Slay Queen.
And yeah, the group will make it. You two make it back to the tavern after a little bit more of looking around maybe. And Helios, you're back already, starting to practice for your big performance this evening. And Adau, you found a little bit of information. I guess the other thing is, Adau, you would have looked around a little more. Like you said you wanted to kind of like see what's up with some of the dragon elves and stuff as well.
Yeah, that was like the secondary
Yeah, out of the elves in the city, so again, like elves make up like half of the core population of the central city, and out of that, maybe like 10% are dragon elves. So it's definitely a very small minority, but still, it's still there. And from talking to a couple of them, like shop owners, whatever, the dragon elves, like they definitely seem like a lot of the ones that are here. They don't really necessarily care about like if the Dragon Elf Empire takes over ruling this area or anything, or like a lot of them don't care about the rulership, but definitely a couple of them you kind of get the vibe that they are like supporters of the Dragon Elf Empire, like so. Did you want anything like specific from them or?
Not really.
Okay, yeah. You get the vibe that definitely there's some support and then some people against it, like. Probably most people are against the Dragon Elf Empire, like, ruling this area, but, So, yeah, you would be able to find that information, and Adau would then make it back to the tavern, meeting with the group. So you guys would all be able to meet up there, and this is a couple hours before, an hour or two before performance time and before your meeting. So, what do you guys discuss? I'm assuming you just fill them in on the information.
Oh yeah, I would info dump them so hard.
Yeah. So you
I'm
don't
like
need to
a smile. I'm like, had a great day.
So yeah, so they'll repeat the kind of conversations. So
I had a mostly great day. I mean, free wine.
Didn't die.
Yeah.
Have we ever killed like a we haven't done any like political assassination missions in the past, have
Not
we?
on purpose.
Yeah, I guess not on purpose. I guess we did. Gabagard, I guess counts.
Yeah, but we know that on
It
purpose.
wasn't really an assassination so much as it was a battle, I guess. But you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's something. I learned precisely nothing.
Helpful. Thanks.
Yes. What about you, Helios?
I told a bunch of Boarman to leave. They didn't like Kerbok and they didn't want to fight, so I was like, alright. So with hopefully less people for Kerbok to hopefully get on his side, whatever happens.
What did I forgot his name again. Jared?
Jordan?
Jason? Jordan. What did Jordan find out?
he did.
Yeah, we loop him into the huddle.
He got a bunch of good spices
cinnamon.
from that shop,
Like-
from Spicy Mike's shop.
How did he get to the shop? I didn't tell him to go
Oh,
there.
I thought I was just presuming you would have told them, but
Jordan,
no.
where did you really go?
He just went to the market center. He didn't really find too
Come
much.
on!
Yeah.
Well, I will now and tell him about that shop to go there.
I got some good shit.
Okay, you tell him now, yeah. Jordan would say one thing. He would be like, Jordan would be like, oh yeah, no, there wasn't nothing serious, but there was this lunatic who was being like, saying he could read the patterns of the fucking clouds and tell us like where the storm is coming from. It's kind of
I'm in.
weird.
He's probably crazy. I wouldn't worry about
Yeah, he
that.
sounds insane.
So are we.
True.
You know, just earlier, I was walking around staking out this place, and some fucking dirt farmer loser was talking about a cloud descended from the skies, and a bunch of guys got off of it.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, I don't get it.
People around here really are crazy. This storm must be messing with their minds.
Yeah, he's like,
know.
I don't know, man. This guy was just like, he was saying that like the plants and the animals are telling him about like the storm being unnatural. I don't know. Seemed kind of nutty.
You know what? No, this is actually so crazy. Where did he think it was coming from?
Well, he said he needed help. He was like, he was going around the streets begging. He was saying like, the end of the city and the end of the world is upon us if we don't stop it. You know.
Man. Alright, I gotta go.
I gotta see how deep this rabbit hole goes. What was his rationale?
I don't know. He just said he felt it in his bones, and he said the wind was speaking to him.
He had bones?
I want to talk to the Cloud Bone Man.
He's like, I don't know where he is now. He's probably like sleeping like under an awning somewhere. Like
He's
I don't know.
sleeping at a time like this.
He's like I could probably find him tomorrow, but you know.
I gotta go cast Forbiddance. I do. Do we want it permanently or not? I gotta go. So I'm gonna head. I gotta head back to the
On
castle.
the dot, or it fucks up.
You didn't cast it before you left?
Yeah, I did. We've been here more than 8 hours. It's nighttime.
Well, but you can. I don't think it's only once a day you have to do anything.
Yeah. I thought.
Yeah,
maybe.
you can cast it every 8 hours, but you only, for the long-term effect, I think you only need to do it once a day.
So
right?
you can cast it like 11.
Oh yeah, every day for 30 days.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
never
yeah.
mind.
So.
So,
Yeah.
So-
I'm trying to get out of it being like, sorry guys, I actually have to go cast Forbiddance right now.
I have somewhere to be. I mean, I don't want to meet with the like fanatic racists who don't like elves, and want you to kill them all.
Listen, we're building a murder blender where we kill a lot of people we don't want to associate with here.
Are you saying we're gonna kill them when they get here? Because it sounds like you agreed to not do that.
think about it. So we're bringing 3 people we don't like very much all together. Kerbok is coming. The Dragon Elves are coming. And this second faction of Dragon Elves is also coming. But then, now we have these weird elf races who are also coming. And we could just NutriBullet them.
I cast Slap Chop. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we could just let them fight it out, and then, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I respect a lot of your decision making, Adau. So, like, we brought a lot of people into chat. How do we dice them up properly?
Yeah, lie, bath enjoyer. How do you have me on?
How best to murder them all?
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, we could. There's political power to be leveraged here, and how do we best make use of it?
Yeah. Well,
Summoning Zilks.
honestly, yeah, that'd be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious.
Actually,
Unfortunately, I only have one use of plane shift. Otherwise, I'd shift there and then shift back with Zilks. Fuck, I don't know. I mean,
what if he simply? What if they simply make a dimension door into your bag of holding and then shove him into it with a contested grapple check?
shove Zilks into the bag of holding?
Yeah, and then you just mentioned.
I mean, doesn't the bag of holding have walls on the inside? He can just break them. It would be hard, but he could do it.
The bag of holding has like a gap this big, like you can't fit like
And they have teeth.
And that's also like only it does have a limit to the like volume, and Zilks is like much bigger than the volume of the
Yeah,
bag
it
of
is
holding.
less than one.
Well, what if we polymorph him into an earthworm?
Then you could do it.
still
Yeah,
roll
that
Yeah,
would
but
work.
that would be extremely hard.
Would I still fit into a bag of holding if I was a worm?
Yeah.
No, but
You can
surely.
just summon him with the hat. As long as it doesn't explode.
Yeah.
Wait, the hat explodes, right? What if we just give him the hat and they just blow each other up?
Wait, the
and
hat.
summon
What? It
Zilks.
doesn't explode. You can summon fire with it and stuff, like
No,
fireball.
we have
You
all-
glyphed it.
we
Oh, that. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the glyph-
true.
The glyph of IED.
Yeah.
We just like, here you go, and then they grab it and they're like, oh cool, Zilks' hat.
And beyond that, there's this whole.
Well, I know I didn't glyph it. I glyphed the pedestal it sits on because the glyph can't move.
Okay, so we'll just
Yeah.
very carefully move the pedestal to the center of the town.
Yeah.
So all
There's
four
also.
parties, Hunger Games style to go for it. And, and then they all
There's the whole question of this wellspring situation.
and that. We can make Big Riley even bigger.
What more could we do with it? I mean, I don't really know what a wellspring does except make
we
animals
could-
big.
We could fill a whole bag of holding with a temporary HP water.
True, we did. Well, we can. Well, let's just fill a decanter with it, or a barrel or something. A bag of. Oh yeah, I guess we can fill the bag of holding.
Well, that was a reference to what we.
What we did earlier.
Would you-
Yeah.
what was-
Yeah.
Rip Rhuk, he was a real one.
Yeah. True.
He's not dead. We just don't know where the fuck he is. Probably.
So, let's come up with just like some sort of plan. Like, I've told you what this lady is offering us. What are we actually gonna do? And what are we telling her we're gonna do?
You're the decision.
I'm fine. Like, I think it's totally worth it to ambush the caravan. I could personally go and just kill them all myself.
And the back
Like
is further.
Anakin Skywalker Order 66. Just
True.
And the women and the children.
Yeah, I have no problem, intercepting a caravan with military supplies meant for a siege. That's totally fine. What I don't like is allowing a woman with immense influence in this city that has money, power, an entire mercenary band of people who hate my race to rule the city. It's not happening. Yeah. So we're not letting the Dragon Elves in. I don't want Kurbok to expand his empire, and we're not letting the racists win. So I don't know.
What does that mean? Yeah.
So the idea is the murder blunder.
Murder blunder. Yes, I think we should do everything we can to encourage a battle in the city. Of course, we should evacuate. But you know, before we do that, we should end the storm and then evacuate civilians via ferry up the river.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, like, what are we gonna do about the?
Yeah, but I mean, like 30,000 people live here, so I mean, Taysha is going to be a player, and they're going to conscript a levy. Like a levy militia.
Yeah, they've already started. Actually, you all saw that while they were all walking around the city. There's like militiamen being actively trained and conscripted.
Let's arm them. Fuck it, we have tons of weapons on the castle.
Well,
Let's arm the
all of them are
militia.
getting armed already. You know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hate every option, and we don't have a nuke to nuke Taysha from orbit. So well. If we had an artificer who could build us an airtight cage, we could nuke Taysha from orbit. But we
can summon elks from orbit.
We do have 2 bags of holding.
Yeah, that only is a 10x10 circle that it obliterates.
Yeah.
Damn.
To have it do a lot of damage, you need to like destroy support structures of a building or something. But
we call everybody to a meeting, all the rulers, and be like, "Hey, all right, we're gonna land the terms of this battle. It's gonna be fair," and then we're just gonna be like, "All right, here we go."
I mean, who is it? There's the Ecclesiarch. I think we could, in fact, we could just send somebody down there and kill the Dragon Elf leadership, right? I mean, the Matu, that's his name. He's leading the fleet.
Yeah, he's like one of the patriarchs of the Dragon Elf Church.
Yeah. Kill him. Talk with the Duke about the dissent brewing amongst his people, and tell him he should do something about it. I don't know. Kill Tyra, because well, maybe not. If she's not the actual elf like racist. Kill everything that isn't a human. Where did my character sheet go? Oh, there it is. It just disappeared off my screen. Maybe not kill her, but the band of mercenaries, they can't be allowed to. I don't know. If it's we hate them for this, or I hate them for the same reason you guys all hate the Dragon Elves.
Yeah. What if we trick them into like a false flag operation?
Like what?
Like, we say, hey, we've done the trickery to give you a great opportunity to ambush Dragon Elves coming up the river. And then we tell Kurbok, like, hey, there's going to be a surprise ambush from the other side of the river. And then we tell Aya, hey, just so you know, you're going to be shot from both sides, so just hide beneath decks until... Like, what if we just give all the factions misinformation and just make them... Yeah, make them all...
4 group members, 4 factions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should get Locke to come down here and have the battle of the 5 armies.
Perfect.
You guys you're forgetting one faction. There's the
half-bands.
the elven guerrilla warriors.
Oh, true. Okay, so there's actually 7 because of the half band.
And you have no idea what they're planning on doing, so...
Well, I want to punch her in the mouth.
Who?
Oh boy. Smoke alarm time.
Who do you want to punch in the mouth?
I'm glad you're
TSM?
responsible for fire alarm.
The Fae sisters.
Oh, well, yeah, so the Fae lady that came to you, she isn't the one that, like, works with the gorillas. That's just her friend or, like, cousin or something, right? There's 2 different ones. There's 3 different ones, actually.
She was using sister in the, broad or something.
Yeah, they're not actually... Well, she does have a sister, like, an actual sister, But her sister is not the one that is working with the pronghorn riding warriors. Her sister is way farther to the west, like west coast west.
Okay.
And then Egra is the one who's working with the pronghorn guerrilla warriors, you know, hit and run groups. And Egra is like maybe a cousin of theirs or a distant relative. Like all the Fae are, you know, old and all related, you know, if you go a little bit back. But like, yeah, she did warn you. Gela did warn you, like, don't mess with Egra, don't kill her or anything, don't try to do that because it will piss us all off. But that's not because like they're literally like sisters or anything, but just because like they look out for each other.
Well, maybe she should have been less of a bitch then. Okay, so let's come up with an actionable plan here, my men. And Bree.
What is the play? What is the plan? Well, like for this, I mean, you only gotta do one step at a time. What is the plan for this meeting? Are you gonna turn down the job, accept it, or what?
Oh, wait, yeah. So because we just openly talked about murdering the people we're about to meet with, do I see anybody? Do I see any blades who might be eavesdropping? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
That's because Mozo rolled a 36 on his stealth. Anyway. Okay, that's fine. I think we should take the job, and I think we should look for the wellspring, and we can decide what to do with it when we get there, because, I mean, she said she's gonna pay us just to find it. So... But then... Yeah, true. I mean, and we have the armies separated. We can take them piecemeal in this storm, or we can end this storm, and then evacuate civilians and have them all fight here.
Evacuate during the storm.
I mean, that'd be better for cover, but it would be much harder logistically.
Yeah.
And we'd also have to get the leadership on board with that. I don't think they would let us just do it. So, you know. But anyway, we're gonna take. I think we take the jobs.
Pick up Tayshan and push it somewhere else.
True. But we demand. Wait, hold up. But some of the payment.
A man has fallen into the river in Tayshan City.
True. Hey.
So.
But we should get some of the payment up front for assassinating a diplomat. That's kind of not cool. Which means we'll do it, but we get paid extra.
He's a dragon elf.
Yeah.
So I'm a dragon elf. What the fuck? What are you saying?
Half. You half suck. Anyway, no.
Okay, so you're going to yeah. Well, if you guys are all agreed on that, we can kind of skip forward to.
What about you, Bree? What do you think?
Bree just wants money. You know that.
Yeah, Bree wants more sandwiches.
Money and weird, shady sandwiches and alleys. Yeah. And 27 bears.
Does Bree have any thoughts on?
How many? Wait.
Does Bree have any
I think
thoughts?
Bree's
on
also just interested, like, in if we're going to find this wellspring. Bree's interested in that because she's just interested in, like, you know, places and nature and magic. So this is cool to her. She's like, oh hell yeah.
Okay.
Bree's gonna get like a Super Saiyan power up when she jumps into the wellspring.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bree is interested just for the sake of like finding maybe more
But
knowledge.
also the money.
And also the money. Okay.
It's like a win-win. I get knowledge and I get money.
I love the
True
deep
facts.
character lore, the wonder and the awe of nature,
Okay.
and money.
Yeah. So if that's the case, we can kind of skip forward to the time of this meeting. When
Party time.
when you
Have a drink.
and you can obviously
Oh.
talk out of character if you remember other things that you would have discussed beforehand, that's fine. But yeah, well, we'll skip forward to the time of the meeting, which is around. Is Helios going to do his performance before or after the discussion?
Maybe.
I think it would be
during
good.
the start of it.
Yeah, I would say it would be good during, just to, you know, like trying to like talk in a loud bar so we're not overheard.
Okay. Sounds good. So Helios.
Another godly
You're
performance.
so good. You're so good at that.
That's so
Burn
crazy.
inspiration for a nat 20.
Yeah, so you do once again just an absolutely incredible performance that is like, again,
Whoa.
it's not a joke to say this, but the performance you do is out of the realm of mortal creatures, except for other bards, like, you know, only other like magically enhanced bards basically have any chance of even matching Helios. So absolutely,
You know,
everyone is
Riley,
you know,
can Riley be?
We all do a jig.
We were given the opportunity to bring Riley with us 3 hours ago, and we chose not to.
Hey, well, they could have filtered their way into the city by now.
Well, yeah, that's the
They
other
have
thing
free
though,
will.
is you do know that like the other job that she offered to you, that Tyra offered you, would involve other people such as Riley. So you could tell them to start getting ready and coming into the city,
Yeah.
as long as they're not like
Yeah.
congregating around you, since you said you would only have the 5 of you or whatever. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Okay, so Riley's not here.
yeah, or if he is,
has his own,
he's yeah.
Riley has his own free will outside of this. If you want to shove him in here, fine.
I'm saying they all have free will. So I mean, maybe if they would have left the castle, then they would have left the castle.
No, they are NPCs, and we own them.
They are our property.
Yeah. So the so the performance. So you say they're gonna do the performance like before the meeting, basically, or like,
Yeah, like before, but like while it's starting. Like,
Okay.
I want to be like
and then
y'all-
you'll kind of
that'll be
join the
plan,
meeting.
is how,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
distract people, and make the place rowdy for.
Yeah, you draw the attention of everyone else in the tavern to you, and then the rest of the group can kind of start having this discussion. So, so again, there's Bosch and Tyra, and Tyra is dressed in actually a very nice like evening gown now. Bosch is he's still wearing kind of like his very functional like armor that he was wearing before. Again, fairly light armor. It seems like he prefers to kind of have like room to like move freely rather than having heavy armor like his other buddy, the one that was, you know, the most actively racist. Bosch kind of definitely, as they both sit down, Tyra seems indifferent to the presence of like Adau, for instance, and she's already met the other two. But Bosch definitely like gives you a bit of like a kind of like a kind of like a little bit of a cold nod at Adau. Like, he definitely, even though he seems much more level-headed about it, he certainly doesn't like elves, it seems.
Great.
But he keeps a rap on it, at least, it seems, from what you've seen. And they both sit down. And, you know, there's some quick introductions. Yeah, Tyra introduces herself, Bosch introduces himself. And, yeah.
So can I do like a quick perception check to make sure they don't
Sure.
have
Yeah, if everyone wants to do a perception check.
friends?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do one from a distance. Cause I know what's happening. Oh,
You're up on the stage.
I roll a
You
27,
have great
and when I
view.
need it, I roll a 15.
Actually, so this is good. Helios actually, it makes sense that he gets a good perception roll. As you're like playing Helios, you do see there's not anyone in the tavern, no one besides the two of them. But you see a glint of like a little like flash of light from outside the tavern. And as you're playing, like, you can very easily multitask because it's just so natural for you to play. You kind of like looking and trying to figure out what's going on. You realize what it is. It is a monocular? Yeah.
Yeah, monocular.
It's a monocular, a little like eyeglass, pointing in from a rooftop nearby. But that's it.
okay.
So presumably they don't have any way. You know, presumably they don't have any way to like listen in with just that, unless they have some other thing. But there is someone watching the room, or you know.
I give him like a, and then I keep going.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, but otherwise, other than that, none of the rest of you see anything, you know. And that's all the Helios sees. So
You gave us a nod, Helios?
Yeah.
Okay.
basically being like it's good to go. I'm assuming. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tyra looks at you all and says, I know your friend up there is putting on a good show, but it gives us a nice chance to talk. And I'm assuming you filled him in on the details and discussed.
Yeah, we're on the up and up.
we thinking for the jobs? No one said anything?
No, I mean, if once no one else says anything, I'll say, well, I guess I'll talk, and I feel like I was the one least suited to talking, but that's sure. Yeah, we accept both. We thought they both align with our goals. However, openly assassinating a diplomat of an established nation is not something we are known for. So, we'll of course do it for you. Would it require some partial payment up front?
She nods and she's like, I expected that, yeah. The deal is 10,000 for the whole job. I'll give half up front, 5,000 right now. She's like, well,
Yeah,
not right now, but tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
And she looks at it, she's like, and yes, I actually know that you're, I know that your reputation, you would not necessarily want to be associated with this, which is, for one, why I recommend, I can't personally oversee the job, but I personally recommend that you have your, men...
Associates.
Yeah, you have your associates kill all the witnesses there. And I also, I hope you understand, but I would appreciate proof of the job done. So, the head of the diplomat would suffice. No one else's head is necessary.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Surely you would get news of it in time. Like, we wouldn't have to give you physical proof. Like, you would know. Is he that unprolific that his death would not go unnoticed?
I would like to make sure I can confirm that they're dead. Well, you know, there's always magics and weird things that happen when it comes to stuff like this.
I don't see any reason why we couldn't do it.
Feels like you're adding constraints after the fact.
It's not really a constraint. I simply want, it doesn't even have to be your whole group of men, but just one of them to bring me the head of the diplomat.
No, what you told me was kill the diplomat, not bring you the diplomat's head. Those are two different tasks.
I mean, what does it matter? You want more money? I mean, we will always do with more money, I suppose.
I'll throw in an extra 2,000 gold for the head of the diplomat.
I'm gonna telepathically say to Talvo, now we're talking, baby, let's go.
I like how Adau's like, I don't get what we're doing here. And then the extra money is like, oh shit, yeah. Okay, so she's like, she nods, and she's like, for whichever one of your men brings that back here, I do not want them to have any issues bringing the head here. So give them this, and she reaches into her into a pocket or something, and pulls out, because even though she's wearing like more like a vest or like a gown rather, she does have like a raincoat on, and she pulls out a big floppy dildo. No, I'm just kidding. She pulls out an envelope, like a very fine envelope with a seal on it. And the seal, the seal doesn't have any like emblem on it. It's just a normal wax seal, but it is clearly meant to like show that it's unbroken. It hasn't been tampered with. And she hands this over, and she's like, "This is." Sorry. She's like, "This." She's like, "I have plenty of connections in the city. If your men get stopped at a checkpoint or by any guards, if they show them this, they will be absolutely fine to make it to me."
All right. I'll take that from her.
Okay. Yeah. And she does. So she. Let me actually write this down. So for the first job, 12,000 gold because you bargained a little bit for the head of the diplomat, head of the diplomat to be delivered to her personally. And yeah, sealed letter for passage.
Just to clarify, does it have to absolutely be the head, or can we bring him or bring her a like a signet or something like that?
She says that she would prefer it be the head because, again, a lot of like resurrection magics and stuff like that require like the head. So it's not just about like the confirmation of being dead. It's the fact confirming that they're not going to be coming back to life in a couple days, right? So
okay, yeah, that's fair.
So there is actually a functional reason, right? It's just So there's that's the first deal. She does, and she basically, we don't have to worry about the logistics. She's basically gonna just have a pouch of 6,000 gold, like a big bag, be brought to you guys at some point, right? It's fine. Later this evening. The last thing she'll ask is she'll tell you that she believes the caravan to be about 2 days out, so she recommends you strike at night, like either this night or the next night. What do you guys think about that? She'll tell you, she's like, at this point this is in your hands, but that is just what I know. And she would tell you, like, I would like to know when I can expect this to be done by.
2 days from now, please.
Yeah, 2 days from now. We have a lot of business to take care of.
Okay, so and that would give your group time to assemble and get ready to go. So
yeah. However, secretly, I'm planning to do it tonight. Secretly.
It is Riley's job to manually count all 6,000.
So we got half of the total up front. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So, but Riley has to verify that for us.
Riley has to stay behind at the castle the entire time.
Okay.
And count the coins.
Okay.
Riley.
Yeah, so either way though, yeah. And I'll just let you know now that there's not gonna be any issues with that. You will get the gold. So like well, I guess unless you like murder her before the end of this conversation. So let's maybe I shouldn't speak so soon. But no, so maybe I should speak so soon. But no, so so then she would say then, like, moving on to the second job, the wellspring one. This is one that is well, I think the quicker the better, because they might be planning an attack on the city as well. Who knows? But this one is one where there's a bit more flexibility. What are you all thinking about that?
Which general direction is this? I mean, I'm not asking this, but like...
So she would tell you it's definitely to the west. It's actually further into the plains. And it's most likely, she says that, like, no one really... The problem is, obviously, that no one knows exactly where it is, right? But there's, like, kind of more concentrated bits of activity of, like, the elven guerrilla warfare, right? And generally it is around the slightly more forested areas, like this area and this area, and even as far out as this like kind of chunk of forest over here.
The so darker green, more standout.
Yeah, so it is in all those areas, the forests are never like super thick except for in certain patches. And what she says is, like, she would tell you that her theory is that personally it's in one of those areas probably, but it's probably just very well hidden by magics. The first wellspring that you guys found was literally, there was a woven wall of trees. Yeah, exactly. And you had to really know it's there to even be able to try to force your way in. So it's not surprising that a wellspring could go under the radar, right? So.
I sure hope we don't have to traumatize Groot again to find it.
Yeah. Oh god, I forgot about that. The little tree guy, you killed his family, and then like we're like. And then and then didn't he eventually he fucking like betrayed you guys? Like he kicked Rhuk into the fucking hole.
A proper funeral.
No, Rhuk was the only one. He was like, yeah, you come through, because Rhuk was like, they're all bad. They're bad.
Oh yeah, that's right. He tricked the rest of you to go into the wolf's den, and this massive wolf starts like playing with you like your dog toys, and then Rhook's like, what the fuck? Anyways,
I tried to feed him an egg.
Yeah. So anyways, so she would tell you like it's in one of those areas, but other than that, it would be she says like, she would tell you like there's a good chance it's one of these closer ones, seeing as that's where like it would make more sense that they base their operations. But these pronghorns, these antelope, these riding pronghorn mounts they're super, like, they have very high endurance and they are very like fast. So it is actually feasible that they could be further out and just riding in the, in about a third of the time it would take, or less to walk that distance.
Bree, can you wild shape into a pronghorn?
Has Helios joined the conversation yet?
I say it's about this time when you're wrapping up the first job conversation, where then Helios finishes up his performance, gives a few autographs, someone flashes their chest at him, is like, sign my breast. No, I'm just kidding. And then Helios is able to come over to join the conversation.
I like the idea that if you failed that save, you would have signed like Helios or something.
See, I accidentally clicked it, but that's funny in character. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Every time someone asks me for an autograph, I have to roll dex save. Like,
so you don't accidentally like stab him in the heart with it.
Yeah, like a little one.
Some DMs do that. Some DMs will be like, you have to roll.
Honestly,
You get a
So
one,
you,
you fucking kill them.
Yeah.
funnier. Yeah, I like
So
that.
you go over to the group and you join them, and the lady Tyra, this is your first time meeting them. Helios, you see the big guy Bosch with like his bulging muscles that aren't even covered by armor, and Tyra, who is a fairly slender figure. They both give you a nod, and Tyra even gives you a smile and is like, your music is quite wonderful, Helios. I've heard about it actually.
But thank you. You just heard it there, yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, and so she she looks at you and looks at the rest of the group and is like, yeah, as for the second job, as we were saying.
Would Helios in any way tell us that there's a sniper pointed at us?
I don't know how I would do that inconspicuously.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like just because you don't know how to do it, like maybe you. I don't know.
Nice message. Okay, I can tell you guys, but I would have to point at you. Like,
Oh, it's sending?
no.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
message.
just don't, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's another one called
okay.
message where you go like, and then you point
You
at
could
someone.
just
and-
get off the stage and hit the table with some finger guns.
Yeah. Like,
I'd be like, hey, look out!
Some
look out.
please.
honestly, you could do that and play it off. If you're gonna do that, roll me a sleight of hand.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you actually play it off really
I got
naturally.
a +3 on that.
You play it off really naturally. You come over and you go like, yeah, and then you literally just finger gun, and you guys all
Like,
hear in
we're
your
being watched
head.
outside.
Yeah, like, and then to be clear, you only hear that in your head. Like, you hear it in your head, like, we're being watched outside. But then out loud, Helios is like, hey guys, and that's
Hey.
it. So it actually works.
Fucking cool.
But unless you guys react to it, she won't know that you know. So
I kind of, yeah, we expected this.
What?
to be fair,
Okay, I keep
they're
misclicking.
not inside either.
Okay.
There's no
Yeah.
one inside the tavern.
My keyboard is broken and keeps clicking when I hover over things.
Yeah.
Why are you
Do it.
clicking with your keyboard?
Because it clicked when I hover over it.
So
Or, I mean, the trackpad, not my keyboard.
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Anyway,
So,
I rolled 27 acrobatics, so it looks really fucking cool when I do it.
yeah. But yeah, so after you
Fair
sit
enough.
down and get a drink on the house from the bartender, who's very happy to have you in his establishment, she'll look at you guys and be like, well, as far as the wellspring goes, payment for this, well, I was thinking just for the act of finding it and telling me where it is, I'd be willing to part with 5,000 gold. A simple but I feel like good enough sum for just finding it. But again, if you're willing to do more and destroy this cell of gorilla hasslers, to put it lightly, then I'm willing to part with more money.
Much more money.
It depends. I would say
I cast Cell of Gorilla.
for this one I might even send one of Bosch's top people with you, just one to assess the damage.
Bash.
If you cripple their operations, I'll part with 10,000 gold. If you cripple their operations and bring me the head of their leader, whose name is Ansna,
Let's see.
if you bring me that bitch's head, I'll give you 15,000 gold.
Dude, she really wants head.
So when you're talking
she's
about
really head happy.
In this case, you don't actually need to bring me the head, just as long as my companion can confirm they are dead and destroyed.
So when you're talking about Bosch sending one of his top men, are you talking about this guy?
Which
He's a
one?
bottom man.
The one I'm pointing on my shoulder that's just looking at us with his sniper scope.
She chuckles. She's like, "Yes, it would be Mozo, and he is the one watching you. I apologize."
That's
Cool.
that's
And then
awesome, too.
Talvo's been sitting at this. Talvo's been sitting at this table for 3.5 hours, so he's gonna stand up and casually go for a pee.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, so
He says
she
it
nods. So
in
she's
character. I gotta take a peek.
she looks at you guys and she's like, yeah, Mozo would go with you. As much as the
Mozo likes.
as much as the twins are as much as they are very good at what they do, I don't necessarily trust them to not get carried away when it comes
That's fair.
to
We
elves.
have a Riley on a Riley. It's not. It's,
Mozo, just like Bosch here, and she holds his arm, like pats his arm, and he just gives a nod. None of them particularly care for the elves, and they have good reason to. But
This one's fine.
but Mozo can stay calm and collected, and do the work that needs to be done, and nothing more.
Cool. That's like the exact opposite of us. So that's great.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a deal? Are there any questions or concerns? So 5,000
concerns,
for the
but-
location itself, 10,000 if you destroy their operations largely, 15,000 if you do all that and also kill their leader Ansna.
I'm in.
I think we can guarantee that we'll find it. And we're no friend to the elves over there. We know they're rather widely regarded as savage raiders, right? Is that the case? And they're led by a fae of all things, who's likely the cause of this rain.
She's like the Fae. Yeah, that's another thing. I wouldn't ask you to mess with a creature like that, but and she, from what I
What if you
hear,
did?
from what I hear, I don't think she even normally hangs out, in their base. She just joins them on their raids under the
course.
moonlight. But if she
Classic
is there,
fae activities.
if she is there, feel free to kill her too.
What do you guys think?
Fuck it.
So Talvo just sat back down.
Yeah.
So Talvo,
So she's offering 5,000 gold if you just find the location and bring that to her. 10,000 if you destroy their base of operation. And 15,000 if you do that and also make sure to confirm the death of their leader, Ansna. Yeah.
So you're telling us you're gonna send this guy with us? And I want to make it clear, like Talvo does not take me snuck up on very lately.
She nods. She's like Mozo is only watching you because I ordered him to. I will take the blame.
It seems like it would be a lot cheaper for you if you sent him with us and put 4 bolts in the back of our heads after it was done.
Mozo is
It's
a
my,
yeah, but
it's my guarantee that he's not gonna do that.
Mozo
well, your
is
guarantee Talvo is my shield and my spear. And
Mozo,
Helios is rapier.
Five.
Mozo is an absolute incredible sharpshooter. one of the best rangers you'll
Exactly.
find
So
in
it'll
these.
only take 4 bolts.
he could probably, if I held up an apple here, he could shoot it with no problem, even being a
Okay.
couple buildings away.
I hold up an apple.
but he would not be a match for you all. And Bosch nods this, and Bosch is like, as much as I would love to test your guys' fighting abilities, I've heard what you're capable of, and I'm sure that Mozo, while he might enjoy it, he is no death wish.
You can
1
arm wrestle
versus
him.
4, he has no chance.
Fair. You can arm wrestle Talvo if you want.
Yeah.
He's a sharpshooter. None of us can contest him at a range.
So
Sure we
he's
can.
in range.
We have teleportation spells. We
Yeah,
don't
you
need
live
to-
at teleportation, man.
We just
I
teleport.
don't know. I don't know magic. I don't know magic.
Bosch will look at you and say, again, he's incredible, but I would not necessarily even trust him to bring down 4 of you before one of you gets out, and well, you were
Turns you
certainly
into a worm.
yeah, that. No, I don't want to make enemies out of powerful people like you.
Thank you.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
He smiles.
Blow a kiss to Mozo.
Bosch smiles, and he's like, and yeah, he's like, I may seem like a simple brute, but I'm no fool. I've survived too long to be one.
So have we. You know, we get it. Yeah. Game knows game.
But yeah, so Tyre then kind of picks up back up and says, he's like, are we agreed on those terms? For the Wellspring, I don't expect you to expect payment in advance, since it's just, at the very least, just information. But I can have Mozo be carrying part of the money with him, so you, as soon as you find the Wellspring, he can pay you for that part of it at the very least.
Spend it on the way back. I say we can guarantee the wellspring. The other stuff, we'll play it. We'll play it by ear. But we can find it.
She does. She said that's fine. Anything would be beneficial for me and for, I believe, for the city as well.
All right. Yeah. This works.
And yeah, at this point, she will basically tell you, like, she'll have the money dropped off here later tonight. She knows the barkeeper. She'll make sure that he doesn't ask any questions or anything like that, you know. The 6,000 for the half of the first job will be dropped off tonight. Any other questions? She's basically good to go. She's gonna head out. She's a busy lady.
Yeah. You want to try to fire whiskey?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Fire whiskey
She's like,
time.
I'm good. I know my limitations.
I don't. Oh shit. Okay.
I don't either.
Helios, you just go like, yeah, I'm good. You down it. Helios, you're fine. Adau, you go like, I don't either. And you go, and immediately, you don't spew vomit, but you have to spit out the drink because it just immediately hits your throat, and you're like, oh god.
I
Yeah.
roll for fungus though.
And
Remember who I took
Talvo,
to
you're
last time?
barely able. 12 is like the limit. Where you're barely able to keep it down, and then yeah. I guess the last thing she says, she'll start to get up, but then she'll look at Bree and basically say, and you, Bree, well, sometimes I feel a little sorry for you, a lady being with these chaotic
Brutes.
men. Yeah, but
Give her sandwiches every once in a while.
but is there anything else you need in terms of finding this wellspring? You would know more about that than I would.
Out of character, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because we're looking. So it's,
But in character, I would.
Okay.
because you don't.
Yeah,
you
in
weren't there for
character,
the
you
full
would.
wellspring, Yeah.
But
You know.
what do I need?
Well, I mean, like so out of character, you would know that like well springs are in the end just natural like springs of water. So if you can find sources of water and follow streams and creeks to their source, eventually one should lead there at the very least. And you have plenty of tools to deal with that. Like you could literally ask animals, "Have you seen the wellspring?" Because presumably animals might be allowed to
mean,
visit
like-
them. You know, like the magics around
I- I-
Wellsprings
like-
generally.
Roaming pronghorns
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, and you have actual memory of maps and geography, right? So
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. I can find food and fresh water.
Yeah, I would say
So-
you're like once we get to that point, you're definitely gonna have to make some checks and stuff, right? But it's
Yeah.
within your capabilities. So
I mean,
But is there anything that I might need?
Wellsprings are just like the freshest water, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
But yeah, so
Is there anything I might need from her though?
I mean, if you can think of anything,
I'm trying to out of character think of something that would help. Do they have a rough, do they have any information of like a map or something of those areas already charted? That could at least be a start. Because we're going to uncharted, or would they know who to ask? Or...
she could probably. Actually, she'll nod and she'll tell you that she can give you guys. She can have when they drop off the money for the other job, they can bring you like a map of the area. It's going to be fairly general, but it will at least kind of help narrow it down. So
The direction to go, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can
Do they have any magic items they can give us to help us?
she would.
These people, I don't
She
think
would
they're
shake
like
her
that.
head. She's like, "Sorry, but most of the stuff that we have is for the direct fighting itself.
I
Yeah.
have 100 gold then.
100 gold."
Yeah, just the hell of it.
She nods, and Bosch
This is
is
gonna be
like,
tough.
Bosch shrugs, and he's like, "All right," and he pulls out a little pouch of 100 gold. So
Oh hell yeah, I'll add that then.
You should play that.
That's a certified hell yeah moment.
and Tyra's like, she's like, you know,
to get us money.
Yeah,
That's very morally wrong, but it worked.
Tyra looks at you and she's like, I appreciate your ambition and your gall. I will head out now, but it was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope to hear about your results soon. And she's gonna head out.
Mozo is going with
The what?
Mozo. Is that
Yeah,
his name?
he will
No, he's not joining us immediately.
he'll meet up with you
I
when
mean,
you're.
he's not gonna be standing a mile away with a fucking 50 cal ready to blow our heads off.
Yeah, she does.
I
She's
mean,
like,
he
he
is
will
right
not
now,
be he will not be watching you, no. So
I guess we'll find out.
yeah.
Talvo, you just have to out hide him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, so she and Bosch leave. They leave the
Can I
tavern.
handshake her again?
Sure. You want to do a roll again? See if your handshake is better this time. Oh, she gets a better one this time.
She wins this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
she won.
She seems like she's a little more confident and was
learns.
ready for this. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, they leave, and we'll wrap up this session in a second. But I just want to know: so, is the plan to like Duncan? You kind of hinted earlier, maybe you were thinking about doing something a little differently.
Yeah, the fact that she wanted to know specifically when we would be moving out made me think that they were intending to
Double ambush.
have some ulterior motive. Maybe not. I don't think they'd ambush us. There's no. I mean, unless they brought the entire fucking all the grass on the planet, they couldn't beat us. However, I don't want them watching us at all.
Brick of sod, they just throw at you like, yeah.
yeah, right. So I mean, if we say reasonably that that we're gonna do it tomorrow, and all of you in earnest said that,
We go tonight.
then we go today or tonight, I guess.
Okay, so you're basically to do that one early to like make sure
Yeah.
there's no weird
But
stuff.
Tomfoolery.
what if they're anticipating us to go early, so we should go when we said?
Well, what if?
Well,
So
here's the thing. What if I dash, bonus action dash, over and
For
over?
like 3 hours, yeah. And then
Yeah. What if I full tilt sprint for 3 hours?
yeah.
No,
So,
yeah.
Just have like Mohi behind you, just always casting hate over and over again.
the question is, do
Hey,
you
Mohi's in Korbach City.
I'm also like pretty good with the bow, so I don't have to get that close.
True.
So do you and is the okay, so So is it, like, after they leave, you know, and you guys can go back up to like one of your rooms to like make sure it's private. So what is the plan? To do it at the normal time, like the tomorrow night, or
private?
like this night?
This night.
Private?
Okay. And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
I
other
mean, I
question
could,
is,
yeah.
like, are you actually going to do it with your men, or are you going to personally just do it and just get it over with? Like,
I mean, I was thinking I personally go with a couple hundred gold worth of incense or whatever, or powdered ruby or whatever it was. I go find that in the city, if there is any. But I mean, you know, they're not moving during the day, you know?
or during the night, yeah.
I mean, during the night, yeah, they
Yeah.
are moving during the day. So attacking at night is going to be, I mean, I guess you could ambush them in their tents, which is, you know, maybe better, but you could kill them all at once with a line of glyphs on the road.
Well, keep in mind, keep in mind that like it's not like
It's really
one
neither.
single cart. It's like a caravan. Like you like 10
Yeah.
carts of wagons.
I know. I mean, like, you have a glyph that is triggered by me saying, you know, funny word, and then all the glyphs behind it, in like a line, you know, 100 feet, are triggered by that first one going off. And I just say funny word when the first guard steps on that, and then they go in a line.
So, the only
That might
question
be a
is,
work
like, if
though.
you're doing that,
Adau scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
if you guys are doing that, you're not going to be able to also be doing the wellspring thing, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they said that's like a medium term.
Yeah, that's true. I just wasn't sure if you
tomorrow.
wanted to make it more short term or not.
I'm for sure as hell not going to be able to do it before the armies get here. I mean, it took us how long to find the other wellspring? Like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
and we
like it,
didn't. Yeah, and we knew people who knew where it was.
Yeah.
Here, they're all hostile to us. So I don't know. I mean, so what do we want to do? Do we want to go, or do you? Do we want to like delegate this to Riley, Rockheel, Faye, or?
Yeah, let's send Riley and Riley out for the assassination one, and then we'll find the wellspring.
Well, you know, maybe you know what? Maybe we don't want anybody who's very obvious, like Riley and Riley both are. We don't, because if they're living witnesses and they say, yeah, it was the rat guy and the ogre, that's who else could that be?
Exactly.
Also,
That was the thing. Yeah.
So
No,
it's
they
the
are.
other rat guy and
Look
ogre,
how
yeah?
much money.
Riley's a dumbass. He'll fuck it up.
He will fuck it up, yeah.
He's counting the money.
Which
He's not-
Riley's
he's
a
not stowed
dumbass?
away. We're making.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted me to give him head. Oh,
Oh my god! Oh
Yeah, we are checking for stowaways before we head out.
shit. Yeah, that too.
We
So-
can't
okay,
get
so-
written into the plot.
no! So okay, so yeah,
this is best suited for us
Why-
due to the discretion required.
we could. What we'll do, since we're about to wrap up the session, you guys can be planning and thinking on this before next time. But yeah, for next time, you just have to figure out: is it going to be that like you guys are going to go and do that work, do the dirty work, or are you going to do what they kind of like suggested, which is let your underlings handle it? And yeah, I think that's the thing to consider for next time, I suppose.
Oh.
What if I?
We're-
Oh no,
we're
'cause I got
gonna-
dragons.
We're gonna definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like many sessions before, we said, "Hey, we'll just talk about it over the week," and then we talked about it so much. Oh, we so much discussion.
Around
Yeah,
the
well,
17th,
much discussion.
Discussion
even
for
if-
maybe 10 minutes afterwards.
Even if you're not thinking about like talking about it, you can think about it, right? Like as long as you're thinking
Yeah, yeah.
individually, what do I think? You know.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Yeah.
we'll meet
Fair enough.
at like 7:15 on Sunday to discuss it, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that will do it for tonight. We're a little over our average time, but yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Trying to think if anything else to cover. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. I think we'll see everyone next time when some
We fucked the game.
Some fuck shit
game
happens.
fucked up. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
something will happen. That's for sure.
It's
So.
Yeah.
Nearly 4-hour starting screen.
Mm-hmm.
Classic
Oh yeah.
poetry.
Well,
Damn.
anyone? Any of you guys streaming after this?
Nope.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. You can do 50
Yeah.
fairies attempts.
No, yeah, we got
Yeah,
that
50 fairies until I get it to 40 seconds.
Oh god.
51 fairies.
Well, I
You should raid
suppose.
Ketsuo and
Yeah.
demand he play more
Peggle.
weird Vietnamese
Oh, okay.
portal.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna head out.
I'm in.
Thanks for now, guys. I'm gonna host up Ketso. He's doing some Cyberpunk 2077. We will see everyone next week. Bye bye.
Adios.
Later.